Hello everyone and welcome to the West Coast Eagles live stream of WAFL action on this Saturday afternoon. It is Subiaco taking on the West Coast Eagles. The last time we were here, June 19, the first win for our West Coast Eagles, an upset 5-point win over the top of the ladder Lions. A bit's changed. Steve Bandy is calling all the action. We're here for Hungry Jacks on an overcast day, very muddy in the middle of the ground. I did walk across the ground and I can tell it's a little soft underfoot, especially through the corridor. Thumper Bandy is here and there's some significant changes, and in particular to our team, the West Coast Eagles, but also some significant outs for the Subiaco Lions.
Good afternoon, Goss. Good afternoon to everyone at home. Yeah, there always is when you're dealing with a West Coast Waffle team. Injuries at the top end will always have that flow-on effect. But we do have 10 West Coast Eagles listed players playing today compared to the 12 that was in round one. And of course, 3 weeks ago, that knocked off Subiaco. I'd have a feeling that they're absolutely champing at the bit to get some revenge today, the Lions.
No doubt they certainly would be. Now, we can tell you that Lockie Delahunty, the Sandover medalist, state ruckman, is a late withdrawal. He is not playing. And just from my point of view, I saw Lee Kitchen, the skipper, come across and ask for some treatment on a high left hamstring. He's out there re-warming up, but there might be a question mark on him. Now, for the West Coast Eagles, our AFL listed players, for what it's worth: Jake Waterman, Nathan Vardy, Izzy Winder, Alex Witherden, Xavier O'Neill, Luke Foley, Braden Ainsworth, Ben Johnson, Callum Jamison, and of course, wearing number 50 today will be Jared Brander, not 10, which he normally wears. And of course, our captain is Hamish Brayshaw. So half-half on the so-called top-up waffle listed players and also our West Coast Eagles listed AFL players.
Yeah, so there are some names out there, Goss. So you've got Bailey Williams, Hutchings, Nelson and Luke Edwards. Now, there are a lot of players to not be suiting up for West Coast over in Adelaide, so they've taken a fair few more than perhaps what they need, whether it's a cautionary tale or maybe a couple of players are under a cloud. Time will tell in that department.
Last time that they played here, of course, that was Luke Shuey's return game. He was clinical with 22 disposals. I think there were 21 effective. On that occasion, Mark Hutchings had 32. I think Connor West was playing. He got injured, did his ankle, missed a couple of games after that. Good, congratulations to him, about to make his AFL debut in Adelaide. Toss of the coin, be Hammer Brayshaw, Lee Kitchen are there. Two good fellas of the waffle. And there is the toss of the coin, and it has been won by Lee Kitchen, and he's going to the left of screen, so the northern end of the ground.
Not much breeze to speak of here, Goss, so I can't see that being an advantage to Subiaco at this point. Fantastic conditions if the rain holds out. Looking very dark and cloudy on the far side of the wing. Hoping that just moves on by in the distance, I think.
Shouldn't probably come this way, I'd imagine. It looks like it is heading south and past us, so we're going to get ours from the northern corridor as well. At the moment, it's first plays last, and Jack Redden is making his way to the coach's box, and you've got some news on Jack Redden.
Yeah, so Jack, obviously dealing with a knee injury at the moment. He's a couple of weeks away from returning to, you'd think, top-level football. He's going to be coaching the mids this afternoon. So Kyle Horsley on a plane, I believe he normally looks after the mids. He'll be heading over to the Adelaide AFL fixture. Now, Jack Redden looking after the mids, very similar to what Liam Duggan and Alex Witherden did a few weeks ago against the Tigers. They were minding the back line. Got done on the day, but I'm told the defence held up very well on the day.
They certainly did. That was one of their better performances, albeit they lost. Now, I've had confirmation from the Subiaco Football Club that Lockie Delahunty is not playing. He is in quarantine after a recent East Coast trip. No further details, but official reason, in quarantine.
What a massive loss. He's had 30 disposals, 8 grabs against Perth last week, an instrumental figure in the middle of the ground with his hit-outs and collecting plenty of the Sharon.
And the last time they played, he had a lot going on too, didn't he, with our man Nathan Vardy. There's a bit going on between those two off the ball. It was a really spirited contest between those two, as both clubs come to the bench. 4 players, of course.
Well, of course, Kennedy's out for the Lions as well, so 2 staple mark figures within their midfield. You'd think will make a bit of a difference. They've got a fair bit of depth. You see Walters going in there to start for the Lions in this opening CBD.
3 other games being played today. We'll give you some updates on that one. But thanks to Hungry Jacks, we're about to get underway. Waffle action here at Leederville Oval. It is the West Coast Eagles with Nathan Vardy in the ruck, taking on Subiaco.
If we get a slither of the spectacle we had 3 weeks ago, Goss, we're in for an absolute belter of a game.
Don't be greedy, Thump. Don't be greedy, mate. That was an absolute classic game, and we blew a foofer valve in that game. Not a huge crowd in. It is a bit of a community day for the kids here today. Slowly building, coming up through the entrance in the top left-hand side. Here we go. We're underway thanks to Hungry Jacks.
Round 15 of the WAFL competition. The Subiaco Lions hosting the West Coast Eagles. The umpire slams into the deck. Vardy Up against Matthews in the centre. It's going to be Harris for the Lions with the first possession. Chisels the pass to Robbins. Dabs the pass. Martin holds it up. Wheels and goes to the pocket. Brout the target. Ends up in Sokol's hands. Round the corner. High ball. Dangerous area. Good fist there from the Eagles. Big footy on the ground here. Brander. Little clearing kick. In fact, it's delicately placed. Winder wants to keep it moving. Spots Hamish Brayshaw on the inside. Bit hot for him. Deegan beset upon by a couple of Lions tacklers. Have a ball up just outside the Lions 50. Yeah,
it was an interesting kick by Izzy Winder. He chose to come back through the corridor, missed its target. It's always a dangerous ball in a 50-50 in that situation.
Vardy with front position. Kitchen reads it best offhand. Bentley the back feed. Witherden's handball. Asked a bit of Sinclair. Good tackle there from Heel. Locks it up for the Lions. Aaron Heel, former state player. Finished second in the club champion back in 2016.
Very good last week.
Marsh fires the handball. Clark can't get a good kick out. Follows up well with the handball. Hickmott, long ball to the pocket. Fair effort from number 70 from West Coast. I don't think I've seen a number go up that high, guys. My goodness, that could be setting PBs here.
Zane Sumich wearing number 70, son of.
Very rare to see a Sumich in the back line. Still adjusting at this point. Shallow throw in. Vardy takes possession. Sumich on that last line of defence. Tough bouncing ball there for Heel. A chance for Winder. Has some space. Borgogno on hands and knees. Can't give it back to Winder. Marsh mops up well. Will Hickmott. Delicate little snap pass in the corridor. Works well. Road. Good switch of play. Lockyer just wants to hold things up at centre-half back.
Some good signs for Izzy Winder. It looks like to be moving okay. He's got that left knee heavily strapped.
Full grade. Kitchen. Turns and goes. Martin chiselling past the centre-half board. Terrific use, and out comes Brandon Matera.
Perfect footy for Subi. Open space, left the corridor open. Matera is quick off the mark. Left Jared Brander in his wake, and he'll need every bit of this 45 metres out, although he's a beautiful kick, normally from the set shot.
Son of Wally, of course, teaming up with his brother in season 2021. He's going to strike it from about 45 out. Distance, no problem, just pushed it a tad. And it's the opening score here for Saturday afternoon football at Leederville Oval.
Yeah, good start from both teams. Just the ball use is probably better for Subiaco at the moment. A couple of missed opportunities for West Coast to get it forward.
Foley with the kick-out duties for the Eagles. Not the required distance. Brander hits the safety valve in Witherden. Good to see Alex Witherden come up from his groin test on the injury report. Such an important player in this Eagles waffle lineup. Busher takes a nice grab left half back.
You talked about Zane Sumich playing down back. Not often you see a Sumich. According to Peter Sumich, he said his first 10 games were fullback or centre halfback under John Todd at the West Coast Eagles.
Clark dabs it over the top. Kitchen. He or Harris could have raffled it. Lee Kitchen, such a prolific ball winner, is going to have to step up today in the absence of Kennedy and Ruckman Delahunty. Stainsby. Subiaco just finding loose players on this half-forward flank. Back to Kitchen. Ran into a big wall. Hickmott, oh, what a low darting, brilliant ball to Sokol. Marks it just inside the 50 on a 45-degree angle. Yeah,
pretty lax there. Kitchen was always sort of eyeing off that opportunity to receive the handball. The handball received after giving it off initially. Have to be a little bit aware of that. He is one of their prime movers through the midfield and does use the ball well as well. So got to keep an eye on that. Sort of pretty lax there by the West Coast Eagles midfield.
Kitchen had 33 disposals last week against the Demons. He's on track already. Sokol's ball is floating every which way, and someone's just got a hand on it, apparently.
Just I think Jared Brander was there on the goal line. It was a flower bagger. So at the moment, they're getting away with it, West Coast. Subiaco aren't making the most of their opportunities, albeit their ball use is supreme to that of West Coast.
Good ball there from Johnson. Finds Busher. Winder to Ainsworth. Asks something of Jamison. Borgogno didn't see it coming. Lockyer Streams on forward. Long ball down the line. Eagles have the numbers. Bentley. Oh, he's passed it. A bit untidy. Sinclair can't keep it in.
Once again, that's just an unforced error. Got the turnover. Got to hit those 25 metres straight down the line.
Bailey Matera wants to go backwards. Lockyer. Heel. They've retreated all the way into the defensive 50. Clinch. The late caller. Goes to Dewar. Good pass. Harris. They've moved the ball from one side to the other. Haven't gained much distance just yet. This is the kick. Robbins takes front position. Handled it well.
Grandson of Tommy Robbins, who played a lot of 200 games plus for Subiaco, a famous name of the football club. Josh Robbins, the son of Spot. Great to see him out there playing just his second game.
Showed great defensive pressure last week against the Demons. Comfortably held his spot, I believe.
Yep.
Hickmott on the far side. Very methodical build-up for the Lions, certainly controlling possession in the early going of this term.
Yeah, that's good by Subi, though, closing the inlets, really, to be honest. They had lots of players back on that back 50. That was good footy. That's forced them to come inboard.
Dewar, again, Subiaco. Looking for these short little options at half flank. Walters, the hard footy, Marsh, Hickmott, Clark just gets rid of it in time. Long ball. Sumich provides the defensive spoil, but it goes out of play. Subiaco running out of room then.
Yeah, filling the corridor well, West Coast there. Witherden was back there, Jamison was back there, and when Subiaco looked up, they said, well, we can't just bomb it long, it's going to go straight down the oppose's throat.
Spears the pass. Jamison almost gets in the way of the teammate's ball.
He did.
Follows up with a tackle. Brout's handball. Little wide for Hickmott. Can gather. Harris dabs the pass in, but again out of bounds in almost the exact pocket as the previous attempt.
Yeah, it needed to get it inboard. West Coast had, Subiaco had a number in the corridor, chose not to go down there. We're here for Hungry Jacks. We've gone 7 minutes, 2 points to nothing. The score is 2 points Subiaco, not 1 point as it says on the board.
Bentley thought about the handball to Brander, thought better of it. Winder needs to compete. Good spoil there from Fulgrave. High ball. Oh, good leap there from Sokol. Ground level Matera. Bends it back on the left boot. Has it hit the post? I don't think so. The umpire likes it. Subi have kicked the first.
Yeah, that was probably their hardest effort so far, and it is a wonderful goal. He's a quality player at this level, Brandon Matera. Lots of AFL experience under his belt at the Gold Coast Suns. So they worked hard there, the West Coast defence, but it has been played in the back half. We've only had a couple of balls forward of centre, so the back line's under siege here. But that goes back to my words earlier. Got to use the ball better on the outlets. You can't just be turning it over, coming up short or kicking it into no man's land. They've had 3 or 4 releases off half back where they've really not hit up a target. It's either come short or gone in between players. Got to look after the footy a bit better and give a chop out to themselves, really, because the mistakes are coming from the back half.
Subiaco, you could say, have been vulnerable in their first quarters in season 2021. They've won just over a tick of 50%. And when you're sitting top of the ladder, you think that stat would be a little bit better.
Yep. And also, it is a very, very congested leaderboard. West Perth are currently 4th. Results go their way. They can get as high as second on the ladder if they win today.
Back in the middle, Jamison taking the ruck duties for the Eagles. Brayshaw, the hands to O'Neill. He's got a bit of space, runs his full distance, looking for Waterman. Good stretching mark.
Well done, Jakey Waterman. Now, you've seen him around the club more than I have, Thumper. The mullet has disappeared. How long's that been going on? There's no mullet. It's officially gone. He's gone back to the short back and sides.
It's been a while since I've seen him with a regulation haircut, to be honest. Whether it's superstitious or not.
If Peter is watching, or Chris, and they often do, if they're not here at the ground, they might be able to give the heads up of when he decided to go back to the normality of a normal haircut. Maybe a change of luck he's looking for to earn his spot back in the lineup in the senior team.
See if it pays dividends on the first shot from Jake. Distance not a factor. Right behind it here. Drifting right.
Good kick.
Sneaks it home. West Coast respond.
Yeah, that is a good response. Good forward movement. Love Brayshaw's hand pass into open traffic. Well done by O'Neill. Good catch too by Jake Waterman. I'm texting Chris Waterman as we speak. Fantastic mark and to follow it up. That's a good response. It's a really good response. First genuine forward entry deep, and that's what you want. Might only be low percentage of entries. You've got to make the most of it. When you've got a player like Jake Waterman down there who can mark it and also kick straight, it's a very handy return. Good start by both teams. Good start by West Coast.
Well, 6-6-6, and these midfields going head-to-head is where you're going to get them, Goss. No Delahunty, no Kennedy. They're big losses for the Lions. Sure, they've got the depth to cover it, but they are top-level waffle players. And on that occasion, brilliant handball from Hamish Brayshaw, and the seas parted for O'Neill. Back in the middle. Vardy returns, looking for Ainsworth with a little back tap. Kitchen gets in the way. Handball back to Hickmont. Long ball. At ground level, Witherden provides a good tackle there for the Eagles. We'll see a ball up. We're seeing Jacob Atkinson, the forward target there, playing the deepest forward for Subiaco. His last league game back in round 1 against the Royals. Ball up. Good work there from Brander. Very nifty. Gives to O'Neill. A long clearing ball.
Good
Jeez,
mark.
what a precise kick as well. Borgogno hangs onto it. Back feed to Hug. Rebillard. West Coast a little uncertain with it now.
And go.
Brayshaw to centre half forward. Nitschke provides a good spoil there from the Eagles. Brings it down to ground level. Stacks on the mill. 25 out from West Coast goal. And they'll create the first inside 50 stoppage of the match.
Yeah, Alex Witherden coming off, Luke Foley coming on, and that is a good stoppage. So they can set up around this football. Dangerous players around the ball with Ainsworth and also O'Neill.
Borgogno and Matthews do battle. Hickmont lurking around the contest. Not much room to operate for either side. Again, just fantastic conditions. Have a look at that windsock, Goss. It's barely moving.
Yeah, I think maybe he sheeted. It's tied down. I've got a sneaking feeling.
Hug, clever tap. Ainsworth can't get a clear kick out.
Got a brick in the end of it.
Marsh, good handball to Dewar. His was a little untidy. Brayshaw sees something in the corridor he likes. Good fist there from the Lions. Stainsby just gets the handball out. Brilliantly done by Lockyer. And Kitchen clears. High ball. Sumic competes. West Coast with numbers. Brander. Just all Subiaco in that forward 50. The tackle lingered from Waterman and the umpire agrees.
Unlucky there, Jared Brad. It was a good run. It was well done by Sumic. Showed good courage to go back with the flight of the ball. Just didn't quite connect with the JB. He would have loved a deeper kick or even on a lead up, but he really just had to get it deep into the forward 50. But they've still got a chance. They're doing well the last 3 or 4 minutes, West Coast, playing in their front half.
Road with the long ball. Atkinson the target. Bentley at ground level. Quality tackle there from Clark. Currently has 73 tackles on the year. Does Gregory Clark. A matchup I was looking forward to, Goss, was seeing True from the Eagles with 51 tackles in 10 games go head-to-head, but not on this occasion.
I've got a mullet update for you shortly, Thump.
Oh, I cannot wait. Vardy, a couple of taps to himself, can't get rid of it. Hickmont, Will Hickmont, the long ball. Socko with a couple to beat. At ground level, mops up brilliantly.
Great tackle.
Excellent tackle from behind. Thwarted a certain inside 50 opportunity for the Lions.
He's up and about the skip up. He's been very good. His ball use also excellent.
West Coast want to go off half back. Johnson has a bounce. Short ball, Nitschke. He's got Hug at centre half forward. They do have the numbers if they can work it out. Brilliant pass to the forward pocket. And waiting on his own, Liam Rebillard.
And it comes from Hamish Brayshaw. Great captain stuff down half back. Great use of the footy. Had the overlap, had the one-on-one. They could have got it in quick to a one-on-one, should I say, with Waterman. Chose to lower the eyes to hit Rebillard. Fantastic footy set up by the skipper, Hammer Brayshaw.
Just the 5 goals in Liam Rebillard's waffle career. Hoping to add to it. Was, of course, part of the inaugural leadership group of the 2019 Eagles waffle side. A chance to put his team in front in the first quarter. Never had the line.
That's a miss. Could have got them in front. Now, confirmed from Mother Hen Waterman, Peter. Saw him Thursday, so he's either had the haircut Friday or this morning. So he had the mullet Thursday, so a late change. But thank you, Pete, and she's watching the live stream courtesy of Hungry Jack's. Peter Waterman, absolute legend of a lady.
Kitchen has it for his 6th disposal in the early going. Again, Subiaco happy to control possession in their back half.
She must be working. She must be on the plane working because she'd be here otherwise.
Harris, good harassing defence on that occasion from Marlon. Creates a throw-in just outside the Eagles' forward 50.
Yeah, so that's a lock-in. That's good. Really good. This is much better now. Well, they've seemed they've got good structure behind the ball, good setup, and they're looking dangerous. Jamison's pushed forward.
Atkinson with the ruck duties against Vardy.
Gee, they can get on top here, West Coast.
Good work there from the youngster. Puts it down and follows up with a quality tackle on Deegan. That's the kind of effort you would expect from Delahunty, and he's filled the shoes quite well on that occasion.
That was excellent.
They go at it again. Vardy with the push.
Good.
Plays on to the pocket. Jamison nudged out of it cleverly from Dewar. Good body work and experience there from the Lions defender.
That's good stuff by Vardy. He's going to play a kick behind the play. Jamison will do the rucking deep inside the 50, only 3 or 4 metres around from the behind post. I think they're too far back, these ruckmen. It'll be a shallow throw-in for mine. It'll be thrown into a bit of a breeze. That's good.
Even contest between both ruckmen. Atkinson at ground level just breaks through the tackle. Stainsby, high clearing ball. Back with the flight. Marlon almost nabs it. Footy up for grabs. Harris's handball was a little bit too hot there for his teammate. Clark dabs one over the top with the hands, but didn't see Witherden lurking.
Nice.
Marlon hacks it forward inside 50. Nitschke just out of position. Good mark there from Heel.
Yeah, you can't be beaten in that situation. Cooper Nitschke had to be a little bit better, albeit he just got nudged out by a very good player, but just needed to bring the ball to ground.
Dewar wants to take on the big man. Gives the handball Lockyer. Over the top. Receives it back from Hickmott. Low spearing ball at the feet of Matera. Can he trap it? Good defence there from the Eagles. Hickmott's beset upon by a couple of tacklers and he's gone. The tackling pressure thus far from both sides has been top-notch.
Yeah, it's a good pressure game. Absolutely. 1 point in it. Good pressure game. It's going to be the team that makes the most of their opportunities, and at the moment, that's all tied up.
Deegan needs to get back behind his mark. Good weighted ball from Bentley.
Hamish Brayshaw trying to check back in on the boundary line, so too Jake Waterman.
Another inside 50 entry here for the Eagles. On the back, Nitschke leading in the race. Ball doesn't sit for him. Well gathered there from Stainsby. 7-metre kick. What a clever tap that was. Walters receives. Goes long. Marsh. The Lions moving with precision here. An open forward 50. Brendan Matera's kick. Oh, has split the gap in between his two teammates. Fortuitous there from the Eagles. Looked like a certain goal if they worked that out. Ainsworth in the middle.
Yeah, it was good footy. Well done by Witherden. Good use of the footy. Shortest way home, straight down the middle. O'Neill's been busy early.
Hard to miss with those blue boots. Weighted ball. Borgogno the target. Goes through his hands. Winder lurking at ground level. Subiaco keep their feet, however. Harris. Atkinson. Just needs to get rid of it, but again, misguided. Witherden on his Pat Malone. Good chiselling ball to Sinclair. Wheels and goes. Again to the hot spot. Tall timber lurking. Vardy.
Yes. Well done, Sinclair. Looked up. It was a 3-on-3, but there was class and there was size. 25 metres out. Vardy had his name on it. Double grab. Nice grab. Really good footy by West Coast at the moment. They're beating Subiaco at their own game. And this is good to see, but they've got to get bang for their buck here. So we've already had one missed set shot from Rebillard. Vardy needs to post this one.
36 hit-outs against Swan Districts last week. Was instrumental around the stoppages. A chance to do some damage up forward. The kick is drifting back. He's dobbed it.
Yep, nice work by Vardy on the back of some pretty good work there by West Coast. And once again, Subi turned it over at half-back. Witherden was the interceptor, used the ball nicely back through the corridor. What I'm liking here now is they're starting to actually have good connection with their forward line, and they've had it worked out. Vardy pushed down, Jamison and him have been in good unison at the moment, and now Waterman's checking back in as well. I'm liking the connection from back to front for West Coast. Much better as the season's gone on, and the results are certainly starting to show.
There wasn't a lot of body contact on Vardy inside 50. That's one thing you've certainly got to do to him when that ball's coming in. I think it's those 2 inside 50 attempts, or the 2 clearing kicks from Subi. They had 2v1 inside their forward 50, missed them both. And this clearing kick from Atkinson just gave an easy mark to Witherden, and they started the rebound off half-back.
And what I noticed with Witherden, he didn't try and flare it wide. He sort of, I'm going to take options through the middle. And I don't know if you saw it, but I thought on Monday night there was a distinct change in the way that West Coast tried to get the ball through the middle too at Optus Stadium. So it might be a game plan at both levels.
Vardy to Brayshaw, being well minded there from Clark. Eagles still with the clearance. Up forward, gee, that's a good mark. Held his ground, did heel. Waterman looking for one out the back. Didn't make it that far.
Good player, Heel. Really good player.
Road. That's a precise ball. Even better spoil.
Great spoil.
By Witherden. Hug. Looking for a teammate running past. Jamison pops it up. Harris gets in the way. Winder wraps him up. And again, this footy now being played in West Coast forward half. Quite the opposite of the first 5-6 minutes of this game.
Very true, Thumper. Great closing speed by Alex Witherden. That is fantastic stuff to spoil that ball. Terrific stuff.
Atkinson wins the hit out on that occasion. Deegan, very clean at ground level.
Good.
Gives back to Marlin. He's dispossessed. Umpire says gone. Kitchen wanted to go. Thought better of it. In fact, it's a reversal now. Not sure where the second...
It came back up.
Contact happened.
It was the original contest, and then the Subi player wasn't happy with Marlin and got him high.
Very costly. Marlin.
Good kick.
Pumps it long. Dangerous area. Over the back. Just sneaks through for a minor score.
It was a long kick. It wasn't a good kick. It needed to be about 10 metres shorter at the top of the square to assist Jamison and Vardy. It cleared their heads, but this is really good. I'm enjoying this game full stop, but I'm also enjoying more in particular the way West Coast have got great connection in this game at the moment. It's good to watch.
Chua goes for a trot. Long ball to the win. Witherden being hung on to on that occasion by Brow, who remonstrates with the umpire, didn't agree with the call. And now the numbers flood back. Witherden, again, just puts it in a dangerous area. Vardy front position, can't hang on to it. At ground level, the big fella's going to try and pick it up. A couple of Lions sweating him though. Clark, one of them again. Vardy at ground level, just gets the handball away. But it's well read. The Lions through full grade will clear. Hickmott. Long ball to absolutely no one in particular. Foley gobbles it up.
Subi being pressured just to kick and hope. West Coast set up behind the ball. Outstanding.
Oh, what a pass. Hug wasn't quite sure whether it was for him. Play on is the call. Waterman must go around the corner left foot. Vardy creates a contest. Deegan can't pick it up cleanly. Winder, blind handball. And Subiaco get out of trouble. Long kick from Clark. Busher leads in the race. Waxing with Brander. 2v1, just toying with their opposition. Oh no, it's a hamstring from Subiaco. Try and look who that is, Goss. He's gone ground level, hugs the target, takes the mark. Play on. Foley, inside 50. Waterman with great positioning, takes the mark.
Jacob Atkinson, I think it is, and he tried to get up and it's fallen over, so he's done a fair job on that hammy. There's no doubt about that. And Jake Waterman gets another go. He thought he claimed one just moments ago, but the umpire disagreed. Yet right hamstring, and Atkinson is barely being able to get off the ground.
Very costly there for the Lions to be one down. Especially a key target, whether he pinch hit in the ruck or playing deep forward like we've seen in this quarter.
Yeah, very much so. That's at this level, playing one short for 3 and a bit quarters is going to be tough going, especially one with size when you don't have Delahunty. He's not even going to go off through the interchange. He knows his day is done.
Waterman for his second of the term. Strikes it nicely, likes it. Quality stuff there from Jake Waterman.
Fantastic stuff Really good stuff, Jake Waterman. He's had 3 kicks for 2 goals, 1. He's presenting, he's physical, he looks confident. And, well, you lose the hair, you get your form back.
So
3-2 to 1-2.
That was why that kick, I mean, Ethan Hansen had an absolute eternity with it at right half back for the Eagles. And, of course, his opponent, Atkinson, doing the hamstring within the play. And that set things up with the extra overlap and number on the broadcast side wing for the Eagles.
Haven't seen Subi turn the ball over so often. You know, today they are dead set, even just coming out of their D50 as well, to half back, just kick and hope, kick and hope. That's pressure on the ball from West Coast.
It is. They just want to get the ball out of the dangerous area.
Yep.
And it's coming back in just as quick.
Actually, inside 50s will be an interesting stat. I'll get that for you right now, especially in the... How long have we played? We've played 25 minutes.
You think it's double? Top of the head.
West Coast would be double figures. I don't know about double full stop. I'll check it for you.
Back in the middle, Matthews. Handball didn't quite come to fruition. Winder looking for Brayshaw. Bailey Matera. The two of them racing the contest. O'Neill to help out. Laser Shepherd. Stainsby at ground level.
Good tackle.
Aggressive tackle from Liam Rebillard.
Really good. Didn't crash into his back. Grabbed him and rolled over the top. It was a good call by the umpire, a good non-call by the umpire. Great tackling technique. 14 inside 50s West Coast, 9 Subiaco.
Deegan, back feed.
Not quite double.
Marlin's kick. Nitschke, tough bouncing ball. Stainsby just hacks it off the deck. Good pick up there from Robbins. Even better tackle. Wearing him was Johnson.
Oh,
Hickmott goes to deck. Unsure if it's an injury, but Subiaco have it. Walters. Inside 50 pass needs to be on target. It is. Matera on the correct side for the left footer.
Yeah, Hickmott up behind play. I think he fell below the legs of the West Coast player, and I think he might have got a bit of a knee or a shin in the ribs. But he looks okay.
Matera has the only goal scored for Subiaco in the opening term. He wheels around. Left foot snap on the siren. It's well wide and won't trouble the scorers. West Coast with a couple goal lead heading into the first break.
Yeah, 3 goals to 20 to 1-2-8. A fantastic start for West Coast. 2 goals to Jake Waterman and 1 to Nathan Vardy. Leading stat getters Bentley 6, Witherden 6, Jared Brander and Hamish Brayshaw 5 apiece. You're watching the live stream from Leederville Oval, Waffle Saturday afternoon football. It is our Waffle Eagles 3-2-20 leading Subiaco 1-2-8, courtesy of Hungry Jacks.
All right, single Aussie, your double whopper cheese.
And my triple whiskey river.
Whopper your way. Choose single, double or triple. And try the new Whiskey River Whopper with smoky barbecue sauce and angry onions. Whopper your way, your taste, your size. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
I think when you see young men develop, succeed, particularly at football, because that's why they were drafted to play footy. But I always say that if a person leaves a football club, whether they play for 2, 5 or 10 or 15 years, a better person, then the football club's done a pretty good job. It's not all about football. It is to the supporters about winning and losing, but there's more to it.
Devastation on a scale rarely seen here in WA has destroyed almost half the buildings in Kalbarri.
The tourist town took a direct hit from Cyclone Saroja last night, with 170 km/h winds smashing the coast.
Look, obviously some people in our communities are doing it really tough right now, and the reality is that they may be doing it tough for some time to come. So as well as the physical damage to property caused by the cyclone, there's also the mental side of how you deal with that and how it affects you in other ways.
We're so grateful to have a visit from the West Coast Eagles. Since the cyclone, the whole landscape for the children has really changed with the devastation that they saw at their school. But one thing that hasn't changed is the community spirit that they have and the love of their community. People have just been so kind and generous with their time to come and spend time with the kids and doing something they love to do, which is play footy.
We were asked by the WA Education Department to come up north to Kalbarri, Northampton and Binoo to give back to the communities that have done it tough after Cyclone Seroja for the last month or so, and do a couple of footy clinics. We've linked in with the regional police, just giving back where we can to the guys that have done it pretty tough. I do love mucking around with the kids. I've got a little bit of a 10-year-old in me still, so I love kicking footy and mucking around and having as much fun as I can. So I remember back when I was a little kid like that, we had visits from players and from the footy club, and I just used to love it. So, you know, whenever I do those things, I try and put myself in their shoes and think how much they'd enjoy it. So I give everything that I can and hope they have a bit of fun. It was great to get involvement from some of our players back home. We had some Zoom calls with a few AFL and AFLW players, which the community got a lot out of.
This Whopper has no beef.
No beef!
Introducing the Rebel Whopper with a patty made from plants.
I've never had plant that tastes like meat before.
Tastes just like a Whopper. It tastes exactly like a Whopper.
New Rebel Whopper. 100% Whopper, 0% beef. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
To Leederville Oval, Tim Gossage and Steve Bandy with the Hungry Jacks live stream here at Leederville Oval. It is 3-2-20 West Coast, Subiaco 1-2-8. 2 goals to Jake Waterman, 1 to Nathan Vardy, Brandon Matera for the West Coast Eagles. Some stats for the West Coast Eagles, 6 stats overall disposal, should I say. Bentley, Witherden, 5 to Brander, 5 to Brayshaw, has been very good. Winder good with 5. Ainsworth for Busher, for Foley and Hug. Marlin and O'Neill all with 4, and so too Nathan Vardy. Jake Waterman's day, 3 disposals, 2 marks and 2 goals straight. I thought it was at one stage 1 goal, 1. I thought he'd scored with everyone, but according to the stats, no. Gregory Clark's had 8 for Subiaco, so too Leon Hickmott, and Harrison Marsh has had 7. Just briefly, other games being played just quickly around the grounds. It is East Fremantle by 20 over West Perth. These are all in the first quarter. South Fremantle by 7 points over Swan Districts at Steel Blue. And at Mineral Resources Park, our home deck, we're allowing Perth to play on it today. 2, 3, 15 apiece taking on East Perth. 1 game tomorrow. Claremont and Peel. Steve Bandy, what did you make of the first quarter?
Well, as I said during the opening part of the game, guys, Subi has been vulnerable this year in their opening quarters. They're just they're probably about 50% of winning first quarters. For a team that's top of the ladder, I would think that's quite rare. So they like to really warm up as the game goes on, and we saw it in that term that they actually came out and blitzed it in the first 6 or 7 minutes, and West Coast had a great deal of trouble hitting their targets and gaining ball control, and then it all just flipped, and West Coast total dominance around the contest, in the middle, repeat entries inside 50s, even causing stoppages inside their forward 50s for dangerous scoring attempts. And this is, they're on target and playing the same kind of footy as they were 3 weeks ago against this team.
Very much so. Ball use good. As you mentioned, opening 6 or 7 minutes, their defence was under pressure. They turned it over a couple of times with some poor skill errors. But after that, ball use good between mid and forward, having Waterman up forward, Vardy, and also Jamison's providing an optional bet, not getting a lot of the ball. He's still a target. Really good. And I noticed that the captain of Subiaco, Lee Kitchen, very vocal in that quarter-time huddle before their coach got down there at quarter-time. Very, very vocal indeed, talking to the playing group. And they are playing 1 short, a bad hamstring to Jacob Atkinson, the boy from 2J, who won't play any further part in today's game.
Which hurts, Goss. He was their backup ruck there for the first quarter with no Delahunty. Matthews taking control. It'll be interesting to see who Subiaco do send against the forces that are Nathan Vardy and Callan Jamison this afternoon. We're underway, second quarter here, Leederville Oval.
Good bounce.
West Coast, couple of goals ahead in the early going. Marsh being held on to. It's going against O'Neill. Subiaco with the first disposal of this term. It's wide to Harris. Lowers the eyes, dart ball Clark. Not the required distance. Back to Harris. That's a better pass. Matera presents well.
Numbers back for West Coast. Vardy filling the hole. And I think that's what Matera's looked up and seen.
He thought corridor. West Coast blocked it off nicely. In fact,
pressure.
he does see it. Jamison with a high fist over the top. West Coast on the counter. Waterman can't handle it. Jumps on it. How's the umpire going to see it? In fact, it is holding the ball. So despite not staying on the ground, he did spot Jake Waterman just jump on that footy.
They did the hard work too. Forced a turnover. He just couldn't hold it, Jake.
Long ball inside 50. No player getting a fist on that one. Vardy at ground level. Little give to Bentley. Short pass. Well handled by Johnson. Down the line, searching for Winder. Fulgrave wanted to spoil it, but fortunate for the Lions. Went out on the full just before.
Yeah, it was already out. Again, not bad clearance, but this is where they just got to continue to look after the ball. Be careful on the hurried kicks. Johnson was not under a great deal of pressure. Just needed to be a little bit calmer in that moment. So all it does is give a good team another chance to go forward.
Kobe Fulgrave with the biggest thighs I've ever seen in waffle level football.
He's a big unit.
Vardy front position, couldn't handle it, and Witherden just jumping into the gap, taking the relieving defensive mark.
Good kick.
Bentley coming up with his 8th disposal already. He's been busy. Good to see him get a run on it, Seb Bentley.
He got injured up in Basso, didn't he?
Unsure what game it was, but the injury has kept him out.
Yeah, I reckon it was up there at when we got absolutely flogged up there by Swan Districts. I reckon he got injured and we haven't seen him for a while since.
Former Claremont Colt. Looking at home here at the top level. Ainsworth chips inside to Busher.
There's a switch here.
Brayshaw's calling for it. Bentley. He's going to have to stand underneath it.
Oh, well done.
Higmont couldn't quite get there in time. The releasing kick. The skipper, Brayshaw. Asks something of Jamison. Good spoil there from Lockyer. It's West Coast have the numbers in the corridor. Foley just took his eyes off it at the last minute there. Sokol wraps him up and a bit of a let-off there for the Lions.
Almost out. Almost out then. It was all set up nicely. Well done by Bentley, held his ground. Just the Brayshaw kick. It was a good closing speed by Lockyer on Jamison.
Not much separation. Jamison on his opponent on that occasion.
No.
I love the confidence saying, I will still hit that target from the skipper.
Yep, exactly right. Keep leading.
He's been pushed forward over the last few weeks, Goss, as you've seen. Probably going to spend a bit more midfield time with the calibre of players missing this afternoon.
Ooh.
Bentley tries to go off the deck. Jamison looking for him. Hug. Gives to Deegan. Marsh, brilliant tackle. He's just an absolute tackling machine. Bentley somehow gets boot to ball. Winder, Rebillard. Better tackling effort here from the Lions. No easy touches.
That was good by both teams. Fierce by Subiaco, but persistent by West Coast. Took on all the tacklers, got the ball forward. Bit going on behind play between Stainsby and Izzy Winder. It's all settled down a little bit now, but a good stoppage here at half forward for West Coast.
Jamison takes front position with a shallow throw-in. Can't find a teammate with a handball. Marsh stripped of it. Holding the ball.
Yeah, well done. Well done by Jamison. Never out of the contest. That's really good.
Has Johnson on the outer side. Needs to go back to that right foot, though. Kicks in board. It's all Subiaco. Oh, goes the spoil. Unnecessary. It'll work. Bailey Banfield finds Fulgrave. Subiaco. Bailey Banfield. We'll try Bailey Matera. Too many Baileys. West Coast, couple of numbers. Johnson draws the skipper.
Is that
Brayshaw, what a fake on Fulgrave. The pass, chiselling, but it's all Subi. And Heel takes the intercept.
Have you got Baileys in that thermos?
If only. I wouldn't come back after half time.
Have a sleep.
Long ball down the line. Brander couldn't get to it. Sokol has Martin. Subiaco with a bit of run. Handball to Kitchen. Wide ball. Matera.
Got to go, Foles.
If it sits. On the left side. Good smother. Well done, Foley.
Yeah, it was well done. The Subia had numbers too inside 50. It's hard work rate, isn't it? This opening 5 minutes of play, there's been no addition to the score, but it has been played at a frenetic pace. Not a high-scoring game, but a good quality physical game from both teams. And at the moment, a 2-goal buffer is a handy one.
You'd think there's a fair bit of rain if you were just searching for this score online. Beautiful conditions. Jamison to Deegan. O'Neill, West Coast share it well. How are some of the fakes here from these West Coast midfielders? Ainsworth joins the party. Great collect there from Waterman. Can't follow up with the handball. It's pinched. Kitchen. Oh, the handball to Hickmont off target. He's got to go mop up. Good tackle there from Rebillard. Heel. Harris scrubs the kick through Waterman's hands. Goes down. Umpire says get on up. Ainsworth to Witherden. Both teams struggling to really hit targets due to the pressure. And on that occasion, Lockyer just cutting it off in front of Waterman.
16 inside 50s, West Coast, 12 to Subiaco.
Lockyer, long to the contest. Subiaco, Clark, wheels around, but Jamison just filling the hole. Socko, no chance to get to that one.
He's been in the right spot a few times today, Jamison. He had a dip in form, I reckon. He's only a young kid and got a lot of growth to go, but he looks like he's switched on today. It's good to see.
Long kick from Sumich. Winder with a bit of space.
Good choice.
Chisels the ball. O'Neill can go back to Winder. Ignored. Long down the line. Borgogno needs to make a contest. Does. Such long arms put him to good use on that occasion. Hickmont. Long kick from Stainsby. Eagles have the numbers. Good contest from Sokol. Jamison mops up.
Great by Foley too. Great courage going back with the flight.
Sumich back to Brander. Dangerous ball, O'Neill. Fingertips. Sokol so clean at ground level, but he's claimed. Bentley dispossessed. Sumich. Foley. The handball's at the feet of Nitschke, but he handled it nicely. Brander wants to take his opponent on. Back to Nitschke. Drills the ball inside.
Kick.
Good pass. Brayshaw puts the handball behind Johnson. Subiaco a chance on the counter. The seas parted for Kitchen to Matera for his second. He's got a few different options. Goes the lollipop handball over the top to Bro. And Bailey Matera puts it through.
Yeah, the hand pass behind I think it was Johnson from Brayshaw. Another mistake, an unforced error. They were out. They'd done all the heavy lifting at half-back. And you don't want to be turning the ball over 60 out when you're outnumbered, especially when you're a player of Matera around the area. Hamish Brayshaw won't be happy to see that. I'm pretty sure he's pretty disappointed with himself, but he's got to get his chin up and get started again back in the middle. So that went against the flow a little bit there from Subiaco. So West Coast will have to get one back, of course, based on that turnover error by the skipper, Hamish Brayshaw.
It's a shame. It was such a drilling pass here at left half back to really open up the corridor. And if that handball's on target, bang goes Johnson straight through the middle.
Yep, 100%.
But good for Subi. They capitalised. They had to. They had to get a bit of reward for that. What is it? Opening 7.5 minutes where they've probably controlled possession just a little bit more. But at the same time, a fierce contest.
Yeah, good game of footy. Really enjoying the game of footy.
Back in the middle.
Big bounce.
Vardy. Liam Hickmont goes for the tap straight into Ainsworth's feet. Little back feed looking for Vardy. Brayshaw spins out of trouble. Matthews off the deck. Winds up in Kitchen's hands. Floats the handball in front of Harris. Puts the burners on. Just inside 50. Subiaco, 2 in a minute.
And that's what happens when you open the door. A class team that Subiaco are, they'll make you pay. Again, a bit of a 50-50 ball in the middle of the ground. Another error, or handling error. And Subiaco will jump on you every day of the week. And that's how quickly the game can turn. But, again, it's all squared up. And we've gone 9 minutes into the second quarter. Just got to get some clearance back in the middle. Just get some structure back here. Got to get the heads up. There's a lot of players with hands on hips in the back 50. But really, it's got to start being fixed up in the middle of the ground and between half-back and the middle. Eliminate the errors, eliminate the turnovers. You can't afford to do that against a team of this quality.
Chad Harris, 10 disposals and a snagger, formerly with the Richmond VFL team.
Yep.
I believe Swan Districts was keen, having a good look at him as well, the Fremantle Dockers, when he lobbed over. His first year in the Subiaco colours.
Yeah, he's been a good player. He's been a good player for Subi this year. Again, Subi playing one short reminder. They don't have any Delahunty as well.
And I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to spell Matthews in the ruck when it's time. Brayshaw off the deck.
Well done.
Ainsworth back feed to the skipper.
That's better.
Long ball. Subiaco have the numbers. Goes through the hands of Heel. Waterman providing some defensive pressure. Fullgrave asks a bit of Stainsby with the back feed. His kick looking for Harris. Little push from Bentley was noticed by the umpire.
And not needed. No need for that. It was always going to clear his head. He didn't need to have contact on him. And it's just a relief. But that was better by Brayshaw. Better, more direct. Borgogno really does make them earn it, doesn't he? He spoils the ball when he's out of the contest. I like the cut of his cloth. He works very hard, even though when he's out of position. There's another mistake. That's a great chase by Kupernitsky. That is brilliant footy, and that is perfect example of inside forward 50 pressure. Well played, Cooper. Waterman. Got him.
Great ball inside. Jake Waterman, always the most dangerous player inside that forward 50, and Marlon's absolutely drilled his chest.
Yeah, everyone was dreaming, thinking that Marlon was actually going to look. There's Subiaco players, in fact, almost all other West Coast players weren't aware that he was going to kick the ball at any stage, and Waterman was off and gone. That was clever, lining up for his third goal.
So Jake Waterman played the opening waffle fixture against the Demons, had a couple of goals there. Played last week against Swan Districts, had 3 goals. And a hefty 13 disposals from the forward. There is only 2 waffle games in 2021. Has played 11 senior games for the Eagles. A chance for number 3. He's pushed it across the face.
Missed a lot.
Doesn't trouble the scorers.
Again, work hard. Exactly what we saw Kupernitsky then. Make them earn every kick. No easy outs. He forced the out of bounds on the full kick. Gee, he went a long way.
Brout, long ball. Quality work from Walters just to get a hand on that, preventing the out on the full. Just trying to see what Subiaco are doing with their matchups here, who they're sending forward. So Brout's going to do the backup ruck duties.
Brandon Matera in the midfield at the moment.
Vardy, clever tap, doesn't sit for Ainsworth, just gets the boot to it. Good body work there from Full Grape. Rebillard says, was it in the back? The umpire says, no, mate, he did all right.
Subi look a little bit better organised at the moment. They look a little bit calmer when they've got the ball, and their structure looks a little bit more composed.
West Coast with numbers. Bentley's kick is dangerous. It was pinched there from Bailey Matera. Long ball looking for Martin. How's this going to bounce? In fact, on the outer side, it's Will Hickmont. Gives to Martin. Off the left boot. Coming back, and it snuck inside the upright. Subiaco, 3 on the trot.
Yeah, and another mistake. Turnover on the wing. Bentley, handball it. When you're 15 metres from a bloke and you're trying to hit him up, handball in that situation. He pulled the kick, turnover. Everyone had gone forward to the play. That is costly, and it's been a costly 6 or 7 minutes here to give up the lead from errors. It's just error, turnover error, which has cost West Coast the lead in this game.
So Nicholas Martin, of course, had the pre-season with the West Coast Eagles in 2021. Had a calf-related setback, which couldn't quite get him off the ground. Was Subiaco's leading goal kicker in 2020, and finishes like that showcase exactly why.
Yeah, he's a good player. I think there's no doubt he could stamp himself at this level, and if not, have some inquiries at an upper level. He moves well, and as we saw then, that was a beautiful kick on the run.
Is he a left-footer, Goss?
Well, he looks like a left-footer the way he's kicked the ball. Nice to kick both feet. If he's left-footer, he can't kick right foot. That's very rare.
Matera with some time in the CBD. Back to Hickmont. Looking for Robbins, but Johnson with a rare intercepting mark.
Go.
Ainsworth feeds to Foley. Quality weighted kick there for Sinclair. If it bounces, 3 Lions in pursuit, looking for the boundary, I would have thought, and that's a win.
Yeah, that's a good win by Sinclair. He had 3 chasing him. He just needed to not certainly run past the footy, just to get the stoppage at half forward or just forward of the left centre wing. Greg Clark's come on the ground for Subiaco. Bentley sits down, Witherden about to check back in, and so too Xavier O'Neill, I think.
Front position, Matthews. Winder.
Good.
Little feed. Brayshaw. Searching for Hug. Clark. Over the top. Liam Hickmont. Happy to see the sanctuary of the boundary line on that occasion.
Greg Clark from Subiaco, of course, played in the state team, was a former state 18s captain. Didn't nominate for the mid-season draft, but I can assure you there are clubs circling for an opportunity in the new year. I'm led to believe he's taken up being managed by Colin Young, Andrew McDougall in recent weeks as well. So they're normally on the money when it comes to players going up to the next level.
Had 36 disposals,
Wow.
8 inside 50s against Perth. Brout, inside 50 entry. Marsh got a couple to beat. Sumich had his hands on the back of his opponent. Has the umpire spotted it? Which way is that going? Yes. Eventually points to Marsh.
It was a 2-on-1. There was no need for Sumich. Witherden's trying to sort that out with him. There was no need to fly for that one. Unfortunately, it was just they didn't work that out at all well. It was again, they've given up free kicks. They gave one down at the other end where there was no need to put hands on the opposition. That ball was always going to clear Marsh's head. Unfortunately, he's lining up for another goal, and this is lining up for the 4th consecutive goal for Subiaco.
He's had a quality year thus far, Harrison Marsh. Of course, a representative in the state game. 0 goals, 5 last week against the Demons, and I dare say he's been doing a fair bit of goal-kicking practice during the week. He's 1-0 here this afternoon.
Yep, 4 goals in a row in the blink of an eye. So I think in the last 8 minutes, it's 4 goals to nothing. In fact, West Coast have not scored in this second quarter. Without harping on it, it's not so much Subiaco's good play. It has been some moments, some concentration moments and some poor choice moments by West Coast all around the ground. Turnover footy, giving away nuisance free kicks as well, and just some bad options, going to a 2-on-1 or just they seem to have gone in their shell a little bit. Also, by the same token, Subiaco are winning a bit more of the footy. And again, they just need to reload here. West Coast in the middle of the ground and just re-establish themselves, get some possession of the footy. Just calmly go about holding the footy for, maybe 1 or 2 minutes and just try and take some tempo out of the game.
8 disposals, 4 tackles, and now a goal for Harrison Marsh this afternoon. Finds himself back into the middle. Vardy, decisive hit out. Well handled by Harris. Gives to Clark and Subi with another clearance. Back to the recent goal kicker in Marsh. Has a bit of a trot. Goes to full forward. Have a look at the pace from Robbins. What ball use there from the Lions. Marsh spotted him from a distance. Didn't need to break stride.
Yeah, and I could look back. Hamish Brayshaw was going back to the middle group saying, boys, we've got to work a bit harder when we don't have the footy. Liam Rebillard, who was in that contest, walking at centre-half back.
For his first goal in Waffle League football, just his 2nd game. Absolute soda, top of the square, and look at the teammates flock.
Yeah, it's a really good story. As I mentioned, Tommy Robbins, his grandfather, Spotty Robbins, Cam Robbins as well. Oh, Robbins' family died in the Wool Subiaco, Wembley people as well. And this is a really good story, and well done to Josh Robbins. He's played some good footy in the Resies, got his opportunity. And as you mentioned, Thump, very good last week. And that is a fantastic moment for him to kick the goal. And 5 in a row. 5 in a row in a blink of an eye. And all of a sudden the gap's out to 3 goals.
5 straight to no score in this second term.
And actually don't look like scoring, to be brutally honest.
But good finish, good sprint there from Joshua Robbins, the 21-year-old, another Scarborough Junior Football Club representative. Guys, we've got a few of them out there today. But just 21 years of age, they may have unearthed another little gem here.
I don't know where he's got his talent from, because his dad was one of the most ungainly-looking amateur footballers. The little shuffle, had a shuffle run about him.
Back in the middle, Deegan's clearing kick was smothered, lands in the lap of Ainsworth. Goes off the right boot, but has to go wide. Brayshaw with the chase. Will Hickmott leading it. Back to Stainsby. What a tackle there from Rebillard. Subiaco still gained possession. Ainsworth, clever handball to Deegan. Puts it in front of Marlin. Subiaco converging. Can't handle it. Pressured out of it, in fact. Marsh with the clever tap. Matthews. Kitchen. Hickmott's handball straight into Vardy, but he can't handle it. Both sides happy to lock this one up. Bit of frenetic turnover football there for a couple of seconds.
If I was Marlin, I'd have just booted it, socketed it off the ground. Don't try and take possession. Just try and kick it in deep. It was set up beautifully for him to soccer that.
Another good smother there from Subi. They're just preventing this West Coast clearance. Almost dominance they're getting from Vardy.
Yep.
Hickmott, clever. Stainsby just gets boot to ball. Clark's found himself with a bit of space. I don't think we'll be saying that too often. Robbins harassing Johnson, but fides Brander. Hands inside to Ainsworth. Witherden has Sumich on the inside. Kick asks a bit of O'Neill. Good contest here. Dewar goes to ground. O'Neill needs to go back inside to Bentley. Got a loose player on the flank. Precision ball movement. If Rebillard can get it over the top, he can't. Great smother. Good footy there from Heel. Subiaco preventing almost a certain goal from the Eagles if they got that final kick over the top.
Yeah, the intention was right. You could see what Rebillard was thinking, but he just couldn't execute. Couldn't get far enough off the man on the mark. He saw Jamison free. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, the mind was right, execution not so.
Bailey Matera long down the line. Matthews the target. Good body from Matt. Well, it's illegally used according to the umpire. Free kick against Waterman.
You can bump, but you can't cause just outright interference. That's where the umpire saw that, counting as a shepherd.
Oscar Matthews leading the ruck this afternoon with no Delahunty.
Look at the stretch here by Subiaco, Thumper. They have stretched West Coast. They're going to change direction. They've got players loose.
Stainsby dabs it over the top. It's a little long for his teammate. West Coast will be on the counter, but there won't be much to go to. Chiseling ball from Witherden finds Hug. It goes back to Witherden. Oh, have a look at this. Nitschke's just stuck out the back. Lockyer was almost ready to give up the chase. Tough bouncing ball. Nitschke takes a bounce. What can he do? Centres it inboard. Oh, great mark there from Walters.
It was a good mark, wasn't it?
Stands tall.
Had to be good. Sinclair was there. It had to be a good mark. And you're dead right. Lockyer was gone. He said, well, you can run in an open goal, and he got a crooked bounce, Cooper Nitschke. Unfortunate.
Brout pulls the trigger into the corridor. Hickmott almost juggled it with his knees. Clark wants to go past a couple of Eagles. Too many tacklers to avoid. They stifle that ball movement.
The players queuing up in the middle, would you?
Witherden cleverly uses the corridor. O'Neill to Brander. Wants to go wide, though. Very wide. Sumich on the chase. Will it stay in? Just. Goes down the line. Is that kicked downfield, or is he going to call out of bounds?
He ran out of bounds. He was pressured by Robbins. It was good pressure.
That wide ball. I mean, Witherden didn't go the wide switch on purpose. He went corridor, and then the preceding kick puts it almost out of play.
Yeah, you got to hit your targets, don't you? Absolutely, you got to hit your targets. So again, skill errors at the moment. This quarter, they have not scored in 23 minutes. Effort, absolutely spot top shelf, and we're getting not the rub of the green with the umpiring either, let me tell you.
So Walters getting a free kick against Vardy in the ruck. Mark that down. I would hope we won't see that again today. Long ball over the head of the intended target. Waterman playing a bit of defence.
Why not?
Moving past Robbins. Good evasive skills, but the kick, that's normally where he'd be. Stainsby floats in for the intercept.
But look at the numbers Subi have got across half back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 players. Make that 8 players that they had an option to go to. I mean, West Coast are playing a similar brand at the other end. The only difference is Subi have predominantly got the ball.
Matera, Walters had a good couple of minutes, relieving defensive marks. Having the ball, oh, wow, just as I pump him up. Not a great kick, West Coast. Again, Subiaco with the numbers at half back. They should be in no hurry to advance. Goes wide to Busher. Had Bentley wide, but wants to go back more central. Witherden to Waterman, the last line of defence.
9 inside 50s to 1 in the last 15 minutes.
Are we counting these defensive switches from West Coast? Busher.
Looks good on the stat sheet, but
just happy to find targets at the moment, the Eagles.
yeah, I'm happy with this. This is what I was asking for about 5 minutes ago. Just need to hold the ball. It's not a matter of sort of doing anything but getting a feel for the footy and controlling the tempo a little bit and just stopping the run on, because Subiaco have certainly had that. And it's come again from mistakes. Oh, dear.
Off the side of the boot. Could work, though. Bentley front position. Brayshaw again. Subiaco smothering this quarter. It's been top-notch, and that's a throw. Good tackle there on that occasion from Nicholas Martin. They've had about 4 smothers. It just would have been clearing kicks from West Coast going to advantageous space or just moving forward.
Been a good quarter for Braden Ainsworth. He's up to 14 disposals. Deegan has had 8, Hugg 7, Jamison 7, Hamish Brayshaw 13, 15 to Bentley, 12 to Witherden.
Kitchen wants to move it wide. Hickmott.
Need more from players like Windup when he's out there. He started okay, just needs to have a better impact around the footy. He's a class player.
Walters, unsure if Matera was the intended target.
That's better.
Almost worked for him. Sumich, big man to bring down. Ainsworth back feed. Busher, Foley to Witherden. A long clearing ball. Hug's got to wait underneath it. No, it's Sinclair, in fact, and Lockyer happy to see that ball out.
Okay, they get the stoppage far side. First quarter wasn't a long quarter, but a little bit more scoring here by Subiaco. So it might have a couple of minutes left. It would be nice to get a goal just to at least hit the scoreboard, which we haven't done in this quarter. Subiaco have added 5 goals.
Again, very little wind to speak of today here at Leederville Oval. Perfect conditions. Deegan was tackled high. The former North Beach product will take it. Goes inboard to Waterman. Jake Waterman moved to defence almost halfway through this term, despite having 2 of the best on the scorecard.
Yeah, and you're robbing Peter, aren't you? Really, to be honest. And they had to shore it up because they were certainly under siege, and he's a quality player. He's got great versatility, but the problem is when he looks up at half-back, he looks up and says, well, that's where I should be on the end of this one.
Busher, short pass. Hansen almost taken from him in the end. Who's he going to pay the mark to? Oh, fortunate there from West Coast. Short to Foley. I've had a better look at Luke Foley in the 2021 AFL season, Goss.
Yeah, he's a player of note. He's certainly going to play some AFL football. But when he comes back here, his work rate has to be good. His ball use has to be even better, and that's what we saw with Connor West. If you do that, you get rewarded. Makes his debut tomorrow. Looking forward to that. His family has landed over there.
Sumich to Brayshaw.
And friends.
Finds Marlon at half forward. Brander on the outside, providing a bit of run for the Eagles. Inside 50. Pack forms. Borgogno goes to ground. Heel. Can't handle it. Handball over the top. Could this be West Coast's first score of the quarter? Sinclair dribbles it through.
It was a panic kick, mind you. He thought he was going to get smashed. But much needed in the closing stages of the half. And that is good. That is just reward for effort. And it was tempo. They took the tempo out of the game. They took Subiaco's dominance of the ball use out of the game. They slowed it up half-back a couple of minutes ago. So from about the 25.5-minute mark to then, they retained possession. And albeit, they probably got a tad lucky with that goal. Handy as he comes off the ground. But that's a good one, closing in on half-time. Much needed.
Last game, Harry Sinclair was back in round 6 against East Freo. Goss, you were absent that game, but that was the 100-point belting episode.
Yeah, I'm pretty smart. I knew what was going on.
So Harry Sinclair's missed a fair bit of good footy in between then and now. The former Claremont and junior footy player at Scotch College. But it was clever from Brayshaw. He knew just forward of centre, he got it and went. And he knew in order to get this ball moving forward, catching Subi off guard a little bit, not to do it too far behind centre. And that run from Brander on the outer side really propelled West Coast forward with a deep inside 50 entry.
A couple of people have always asked also, do the coaches know and do the bench know how long to go in each quarter of waffle football? The answer is no. Nobody knows apart from the timekeepers at these venues.
Good string of handballs there from West Coast. Marlon sends it forward to the pocket. Fullgrave reads it best, going back, takes it in front of Roubilliard.
Okay, make them work. Don't give them the early exit. Don't let them just stroll out of their D50.
Just his 6th league game. Kobe Fullgrave back into the side this week. Waterman from 3 deep. We're in for a little dangle. Johnson.
Well done.
Gives it back. Marlon pumps it forward. All Subi though. Good mark there from Rode. He wants to switch across the face. Dewar has Matera. Takes it on the knees. And there's the siren to end the half, Goss. West Coast snagging the last, but it was Subi's quarter.
It certainly was a 5-goal to 1 second quarter. So Subiaco advanced from 1 goal 2 to 6 goals 2. West Coast from 3-2 to 4-2. So at half-time, it is Subiaco 6-2-38. West Coast of 4-2-26. 2 goals to Jake Waterman, 1 to Vardy and 1 to Sinclair. And for Subiaco, their goal kickers, and it happened very, very quickly. It was all singles. Harris, Marsh, Martin, Bailey and Brandon Matera. And Josh Robbins with his first league goal in just his second game. Just have a quick check of some stats before we take to you half-time. 15 to Ainsworth and Bentley, 15 to Witherden, 14 to the skipper Brayshaw, Sumich with 11, Jake Waterman 11, playing back half in the halfway through that quarter, 10 to Brander and Busher and Xavier O'Neill. And the best for Subiaco to the long break is Kyle Stainsby with 14, Clark and Harris with 13. Courtesy of Hungry Jacks, you're watching the live stream. Good game of footy on this Saturday afternoon. Subiaco 6-2-38. Lead our West Coast Eagles 4-2-26, courtesy of Hungry Jacks.
I think when you see young men develop, succeed, particularly at football, because that's why they were drafted to play footy. But I always say that if a person leaves a football club, whether they play for 2, 5 or 10 or 15 years, a better person, then the football club's done a pretty good job. It's not all about football. It is to the supporters about winning and losing, but there's more to it. I came to Perth Football Club in 1967 as a 17-year-old. There were a lot of good and older men at this club, and I soon went from a boy to a man in a couple of years, and I was lucky enough to play in a 68 premiership.
There's a young Perth forward going back to have his kick and throws the full points to Perth. And there's the siren. Perth have won the 1968 grand final.
Perth Footy Club was something special to me. Got great memories. Believe it or not, 1977, I played in the first State of Origin game, and Fitzroy had appointed a new coach, and I thought it was time to make a move, and I met with the late Harry Atlas, who was the president of East Perth, and on a handshake, that's how I ended up at East Perth.
His kick is going into a nest of East Perth players, and it's been taken as the siren has gone. The siren has gone to win the 1978 grand final, and look at them.
Just ironically, East Perth beat Perth in the grand final in 78 by 2 points. I was lucky enough to win the Simpson medal, but you don't go out to prove a point, you just go out to play footy, and end up being a pretty good day.
Crowd are roaring because their heroes are up there on the balcony to receive the pennant, receive the cup, and receive the adulation of their fans. There's a shot of Ian Miller. Look at the cup being passed down the line.
I didn't think that I would end up still involved with football. I always wanted to be a physical education teacher. And then I was in retail, and then I ended up back in football full time, and who would have thought? Well, my association at West Coast started in January 1990. I got a phone call from then director of West Coast in Murray McHenry, and he said, how would you like to be on the match committee? And I said, well, I've never really thought about it. Can you come up and meet Mick Malthouse? I said, certainly. So I was a selector for the first 3 years on the match committee, and then I was chairman of selectors from 93 to 99. Yeah, so we played in 3 grand finals, 2 premierships and finals for 10 years. It was a pretty good ride.
The Eagles are going to win their first leg.
A long road to the MCG and his second premiership.
Towards the end of 2002, I came back to the club in a full-time role. They wanted someone to be the conduit, I guess, between the match committee and the waffle clubs, because we had players at all the waffle clubs. And then that gradually morphed into, after the first year, into the PDM, Player Development Manager, which is from AFLPA, and then Player Services, and then it just grew bigger and bigger, and you used to do everything on your own, and but that was fine, whether it be, it was more off-field, players off-field work or studies, transitions, delistments. I'm a fairly emotional person, and I've had a cry with it at the end of a year when players have been delisted, host families, parents. We've had in my time, since 2002 to now, we've had 53 host parents that have acted as host parents along the way in the last 19 years, which is unbelievable, really. I think I was pretty lucky that the way I was brought up with mum and dad and the football club and at Perth, and then teaching. Teaching helped me a hell of a lot. And then being involved in a retail business, employing a lot of young kids, So you have to build relationships and trust, and that's all I did was bring that into the footy club in the player services. It's now called Wellbeing. I have a saying that if you get up in the morning and you want to go to work, you've got a pretty good job. So I've been very lucky.
He's tackled, bounces off a couple, swings on to the left, and swings it through. It's 6 for Josh. It's 600 for Josh Kennedy's career.
Hey guys, just want to send a massive shout out to all our supporters. We've reached 100,000 members. It's fantastic effort. Thank you so much. Cheers.
So Lloyd swings round. Quick football, that's better. Oh, goes McGovern.
Thank you to all our members, all 100,000 of you, plus 100,000 plus. We love yous. You're the best in the world.
And Paris Laurie has got no one between her and the goals, and she rewards that work from McCarthy. Beautiful goal from Paris Laurie.
100,000 legends. That is epic. Thank you so much for your support. We appreciate it so much. You guys are the best.
Darling, Allen out the back. Cripps can get it to Allen. Oscar Allen! Eagles are in front.
100,000 members. We can't believe the support we've always got here. Hopefully we'll have full capacity crowds back here at Optus Stadium soon. But until we see you, we can feel your support wherever we are, and we're just so proud. Thank you so much for your help.
Ash McCarthy from directly in front, and they strike through first. The Eagles.
Thanks to all the 100,000 West Coast members this year for your incredible support. We're really looking forward to getting the season started at the end of this year and can't wait to see everyone back at Mineral Resource Park soon.
100,000 members, really appreciate all the effort and support that you guys put in. Hopefully we can have a great season and get a few more members. Cheers.
For her first AFLW goal. And the goal umpire didn't move, and the Eagles one entry for one goal.
Wowee, we've got more than 100,000 thank yous to say. We're so grateful for all your support from across the world, and we can't wait for another big year for the Blue and Gold.
Got a hand on it, one paw, lays a tackle on Smith, opens up the angle. Look out!
100,000 members, what a massive achievement once again. Thanks for all your loyal support. We'll see you down here soon.
All right, single Aussie, your double whopper cheese.
And my triple whiskey river.
Whopper your way. Choose single, double or triple and try the new Whiskey River Whopper with smoky barbecue sauce and angry onions. Whopper your way, your taste, your size. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Devastation on a scale rarely seen here in WA has destroyed almost half the buildings in Kalbarri.
The tourist town took a direct hit from Cyclone Seroja last night, with 170 km/h winds smashing the coast.
Look, obviously some people in our communities are doing it really tough right now, and the reality is that they may be doing it tough for some time to come. So as well as the physical damage to property caused by the cyclone, there's also the mental side of how you deal with that and how it affects you in other ways.
We're so grateful to have a visit from the West Coast Eagles. Since the cyclone, the whole landscape for the children has really changed with the devastation that they saw at their school. But one thing that hasn't changed is the community spirit that they have and the love of their community. People have just been so kind and generous with their time to come and spend time with the kids and doing something they love to do, which is play footy.
We were asked by the WA Education Department to come up north to Kalbarri, Northampton and Binoo to give back to the communities that have done it tough after Cyclone Seroja for the last month or so and do a couple of footy clinics. We've linked in with the regional police, just giving back where we can to the guys that have done it pretty tough. I do love mucking around with the kids. I've got a little bit of a 10-year-old in me still, so I love kicking footy and mucking around and having as much fun as I can. So I remember back when I was a little kid like that, we had visits from players and from the footy club. And I just used to love it. So, you know, whenever I do those things, I try and put myself in their shoes and think how much they'd enjoy it. So I give everything that I can and hope they have a bit of fun. It was great to get involvement from some of our players back home. We had some Zoom calls with a few AFL and AFLW players, which the community got a lot out of.
Oh, it's been a crazy few days. So Monday I got a call from a few of the recruiting boys just to come in. Didn't really get a lot, but yeah, they just said if the opportunity came, then yeah, they'd potentially look at me, and yeah, obviously it went my way. And after that, it's like I said, it's been a crazy little 24 hours or the last 2 days.
Yeah, so on Wednesday I was watching the draft. I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen. So watching, and my name got read out, the whole room went off, everyone went crazy, and it was a massive flood of emotion.
Yeah, being out with the guys is just unreal. Like, you go from just training off at the Falcons, and then now you're training with the likes of Ninan Nui, Luke Shuey, so it's like, yeah, it's a big change up, but yeah, just super grateful and excited to be here. Yeah, the mullet's not too bad. It's still got a bit of work to do, but yeah, hopefully I can earn a bit of the respect from the other boys that have had them.
Well, it's all still sinking in. I'm really grateful and excited for the opportunity that I have. Training yesterday was great. You know, I sort of feel like now I'm part of the team. I'm able to really foster good relationships with people and really grow with the team around me. Yeah.
Family time's more fun when you keep it simple. Take a break with Hungry Jack's new feast bundle. Get 2 tender crisp chicken burgers, 2 Whoppers, 2 cheeseburgers, 18 nuggets, 4 small chips and 4 drinks for $34.95. Only at Hungry Jack's.
Not every AFL player's career and journey is glamorous and rock and roll, and you play every single game. And
to come out here and play a professional sport in a different country is kind of what you dream of.
I think from my perspective, it's always been a battle. Sometimes I do win and I get into the AFL team, and sometimes I don't.
We always did the same kind of things growing up. Fights are behind closed doors.
back to Leederville Oval. 6-2-38 Subiaco, 4-2-26 West Coast. Both teams just going through the last stages of their warm-up. Now, just interesting, you can see the centre circle. You see that big mud patch?
Looking at a tree?
Yeah, the centre circle is actually moved across. So it's actually, the centre circle is about 10 metres to the other side of that square. So if you're looking at that, so it is the bit of a bigger fat side is on the scoreboard side. So in here, it's a 12-point lead to Subiaco. Other games being played. West Perth are hosting East Fremantle. At half-time, it's the Sharks by 7 points. In the second quarter, West Perth kicked 3 goals 6 to 4 points. I've got a feeling there's a breeze. Steel Blue Oval, it is South Fremantle, the Travellers, 6-4-40. Swan Districts at 2-3-15. And at Mineral Resources Park, our home ground, we let Perth play on it today. They trail 3-5-23. East Perth a 7-6-48. Claremont and Peel play tomorrow. In AFL football today, Port Adelaide 10-14-74 beat St Kilda 8-13-61. And just going to time on second quarter, it is the Bulldogs 7-3-45, the Suns 4-3-27. Players going into position here for the start of the second half.
I think we're most likely being joined by the West Coast Eagles travel party, who'll be disembarking the plane at Adelaide, getting on a bus. I think they're going straight to Adelaide Oval for a light jog, walk-through kick. But no doubt we'll have about 20 mobile phones on, seeing how their teammates are travelling so far this afternoon.
All right, so just for those lads who have touched down, and good luck to Connor, good luck to Nick on his 200th game. Just quickly, Jake Waterman with a couple of goals. West Coast led at quarter time 3-2 to 1-2, but it was a 5 unanswered goal second quarter to Subiaco before West Coast got one late. Just quickly on the stat sheet for you, Ainsworth 16, Witherden's been good 16, Hamish Brayshaw's had 15, Jake Waterman's had 11, a lot of those in the back half, has had 8 marks. Jared Brander's done some good things with 10, and Xavier O'Neill's also had 10, Foley 9 in this game. Izzy Winder and Vardy's had 5 and 14 hit-outs and a goal. Thanks to Hungry Jacks, we're getting underway second half of football. Waffle Eagles and Subiaco on the live stream. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're taking in this coverage. Here's Steve Bandy with the second half.
5-1 second term for the Lions. Puts them a couple of snaggers in front to begin the second half. The umpire restarts play. Matthews up against big Nathan Vardy. Doing his best at ground level. Ainsworth hacks it forward. Winder in front. Oh, what a pinch there from Stainsby. Does a little forward somersault, if you don't mind. Feeds to Vardy, but he's well collected by Marsh.
It was very darling, wasn't it, the way he rolled then and just bounced straight back up, Cole Stainsby. Last player cut for the state team against South Australia early in the year. Unlucky.
He's Subiaco leading ball winner this afternoon with 14. Marsh. Put to ground by O'Neill.
Good.
Hug emerges with it. Vardy traps it just in time. High ball inside forward 50. Borgogno there, but going back for the Lions. Heel releases wide to Harris.
For those boys too watching, of course, they probably would be aware of it. Jake Waterman has disposed of the mullet, and it's worked wonders today. He's had plenty of the ball and kicked a couple of goals.
Brander, brilliant, don't argue. To Deegan. Wide handball to the skipper. Gives to the big man, Jamison. String of handballs from West Coast. Inside 50, the important kick, and Waterman steaming out from full forward.
No panic. Good footy. Hamish Brayshaw involved. Well done, Hug. Jamison. And good by Waterman. A good lead-up footy. Now, he played the first half predominantly in the forward 50 and kicked a couple of goals. They were outnumbered and virtually being out-bustled by Subiaco in the second quarter. It looked like Pratty and the boys put Jake in the back half as the +1. He's now playing back true forward, lining up for his third.
He's missed the last couple of games at top level, Jake Waterman. A chance for his third goal for the afternoon.
Good kick.
Brilliant stuff there from Jake. West Coast Eagles on the board to start this second half.
Yeah, good start. If there is any breeze of any note, it is wafting a little bit that way. Not that that really bothered that kick. That's a great return for Jake Waterman. He's been up and about. Fantastic stuff. If you're just tuning in to the live stream courtesy of Hungry Jacks, I can tell you that Jack Redden has taken care of the midfield. And I think if Kyle Horsley is watching this, he's been outstanding today, Horse.
Seek.com.au, you reckon, girls?
Not quite. They got certainly outnumbered in that second quarter. He would have had a bit to say to them at half-time.
That goal started with Kieran Hugg. Laid a brilliant fist on the ball, causing the intercept, and actually linked up in the chain of handballs for that score assist also.
So this game is separated by a goal. Just tuning in, it was really 10 minutes of footy where Subiaco kicked 5 unanswered goals and really was based on errors by West Coast. Made 3 or 4 glaring errors, turnovers, which cost them dearly.
Back into the middle, Matthews wins the hit out, directs it to his wing, and Harris. Marsh picks it up cleanly, fends off Deegan. Good smother from O'Neill, though.
Very good.
Harris again at ground level, back to Marsh. High ball inside 50. Foley over the top, provides a good contest. Brander sprinting off half back, has a bounce.
Got to go Bush.
Drills the pass. Beautiful ball to Busher.
Yeah, it was a good lead by Busher. The lead went for about 50 or 60 metres and he kept on going. Brander only had 1 hit target and that was it.
Witherden as the ball forward of centre.
Vardy's coming off holding left hand.
Doesn't look good, does it? That's a little winged arm from Nathan Vardy. Grimacing as he's leaving the field. We'll stick with the play. Wide handball from Busher, searching for Deegan. Rebrilliard swoops in. O'Neill, will he have a ping from 50? Going back, it's just the wrong side of the goalpost. Had a little bit of duck hook on it. Minor score for Xavier O'Neill.
Wrist, I reckon he's pointing at his left wrist above his hand. So it's definitely above his hand, and that doesn't look good. Medical staff looking at that on the boundary line. We'll keep an eye on that one. That does not look good for Nathan Vardy, not just now, but going forward if it's serious.
Kitchen.
Paul Tucker, the physio today down there for the Waffle Eagles.
Great return there from the great man, Paul Tucker.
Very understated too.
Retired retired this year. Long-standing physiotherapist.
Gets a video. Got the on-stage farewell.
He got about 20 on-stage farewells, mind you.
And now he's back. Just slipped back in.
Johnny Farnham.
Got the gear too. It didn't take long to get the
Maybe that's why he's returned, Goss.
Yeah, exactly.
Needed to upgrade the wardrobe.
I reckon I'm only the only casual employee that hasn't been able to get his hand on any gear. Do you know anyone?
Not your size. Stainsby inboard. Robbins, good grab. Has Will Hickmont lurking on the near side. Stainsby offers again. Martin front position.
Good mark.
Good hands in front of Sumich. Moves it quickly. Marsh. He's being absolutely shadowed by Deegan. Didn't faze him. Handball. Hickmont to his brother. Will. Chiseling ball. Just misdirected. Foley steps in for the intercept mark.
That was good by Subi. It was a little bit lax by West Coast, just allowing probably them to, again, easy hit-up targets. But that's good by Foley. Right place, right time.
Wide ball. Waterman.
Out.
Made a long journey. Winder. Clever ball inside. Hugg had to wait for it. The handball pinched successfully from Clark. He wants to go wide. Harris leading in the race against Brayshaw. Probably covers him for speed. Long ball into the pocket. From behind. It's Matera. He's going to get the ball back from Sokol here. Goes back inside to his brother, Brandon. Going to have a ping on the left side. Brings it back brilliantly.
Yeah, great goal and a little bit of arm on hip stuff going on here. Just a couple of little errors at the wrong time. Hug in the middle of the ground. He's kicked 2 Matera. He kicked the first of the game for, I think, Subiaco. And now that's another goal. But that's on the right side for a left footer. And again, Hug just needed to hit the target with a hand pass in the middle of the ground. And dare I say it, that it would be close to 5 goals on turnover errors by West Coast in this game so far, and that's proved costly on the scoreboard.
He's Subiaco only multiple goal kicker this afternoon. In fact, last week they had 5 players kick 2 goals each only. No single goal kickers. That was Martin, Brown, Sokol, Walters, and Will Hickmont.
I think Vards might be done. I'm looking down at the bench there. We can't quite see the full view of the bench, but the doctors are certainly looking at that arm, and he was pointing above his hand. He was pointing more in the wrist watch area on the left arm. He looked in a bit of pain too. Let's hope he's okay.
Borgogno taking the ruck duties for the Eagles now, but Clark's going to emerge with it. Drills the ball, but Witherden standing all by himself at centre-half back. Goes wide to O'Neill. Ainsworth, handball receive. Brings the ball back inside. Rebillard. Blind handball. Hug takes it. Just releases. Ainsworth hacks it forward. Good contest. Even better mark from behind. Is that going to be Clinch? Taking a good mark, it is.
Also, Lockie Delahunty not playing, for those wanting to know where the Sandover medalist and multiple premiership player is. Vardy is... No, he's had that left wrist taped up. This could be a good sign.
Dangerous ball. Brander steps in. What an intercept. Have a look at the size and the pace of the kid.
Jake's on.
Has the ball. Jake Waterman. Why wouldn't you hit him up? And a hefty collision going the other way. Clark really doing all he could to try and get a fist on the ball. Waterman takes a good grab, and he kicked one from this exact position in the first term.
Nathan Vardy's about to check back in. He's got that left wrist forearm heavily strapped, and he was in a bad way 3 or 4 minutes ago. That is a great sign. He was pointing to it like that. It hurt really badly. Some sort of wrenched wrist, sprained wrist, but he's coming back on. So this could be a fantastic couple of minutes for West Coast. One, if Jake can kick a goal here. And Var's checking back into the contest when he looked absolutely was going to have his arm amputated at one stage.
Waterman looking for his 4th major of the afternoon. We're right behind it here. Waltzes in, straight as a die. West Coast with their 2nd of the term, and they're slowly clawing this lead back.
Hasn't had a great year at the top level, Jake Waterman, but what he's doing in the last couple of weeks is what I think Adam Simpson and the coaching staff would want. Go back, dominate at the waffle level, do all the bits and pieces that you need to do. Kick, take your opportunities. He played back half in that second quarter as a spare, did a fantastic job, is getting plenty of the footy. And now with 4 goals out of 6, great presentation, some clunk marks inside 50. Wow, big tick, Jake Waterman.
What about Jared Brander? The pace that he showed to even get to that switch ball, has taken the intercept with one hand and continued on at top speed. Had a couple of options to pick from, but that was an absolute belter pass.
And they moved him into the middle too. He started down back to Jared Brander, and he's in the middle here. So Vardy now back in the ruck. All of a sudden you feel like the tempo of the game starting to turn again for West Coast. Good signs.
The bounce will favour Matthews, and the umpire well aware of it. Will recall it.
They bounced the ball pretty well today, to be honest. They've done a pretty good job. Plenty of...
First recall, I would have thought.
Yeah, I think so too. On a sticky surface.
The big men will go at it once again. Vardy goes to ground. Brander jumps into the back of his opponent. The umpire's going to play holding the ball, so Brander wants to go on with it, but loose underfoot there in the middle. Cleverly goes back to Witherden, and that's a raking kick. Waterman's got to get there. Gutsy stuff going back from Clinch. Jake Waterman at ground level. Handball goes directly in the air. Clever tap. Subiaco will emerge from it in the back half.
The thought was right from Waterman, just couldn't get the handball out. There were players outside, and Subi going to get him in transition.
Walters has Clark on the outer side. Bit of space. Goes very wide. Looking for Brout. Goes inside on the left boot. Bentley, good defence. Martin can't find a teammate with the hands. Brayshaw. This is O'Neill now.
Look out.
Off the interchange, Stainsby, brilliant timing. The Lions have numbers, 3v2. Kitchen first to it. Drilling ball. Oh, he's just absolutely split the gap of 3 Eagle defenders in Robbins. Low ball to Clark. No one's picked him up in the last couple of minutes. Looking for Sokol, rarely sighted today. Good fist coming across from Witherden.
Very good.
He's going to get it back. And brilliant defence there from West Coast.
Done some good things, Witherden.
Rebillard's dropped the ball, in fact. I think we all stopped there for a minute. Back to Alex Witherden.
He's had some moments.
Raking kick. Fullgrave just gets a touch on it. Kitchen, feed back to Fullgrave. And have a look at this. Martin standing all by himself. Takes an easy mark.
Yeah, you had to mark that. He did all the hard work out there, Witherden. He spotted up his man in Rebillard, we think, and the ball spewed out. And unfortunately, again, they're going to line up and don't want to harp on it, and I know I am harping on it, but Subiaco are dead set cashing in on error, and some of them are unforced errors. You've got to take those marks. You've got to hold the footy. You can't afford to turn over against a good team like Subiaco.
Nicholas Martin for his 2nd of the afternoon. From about 45 out, he's pushed it well right. Made the goal umpire work plenty.
There's a let-off right there and then.
It's their first blemish since the first quarter, Subiaco.
Yeah, 1-2 at quarter time they were. Now they're 6-3 39 to 7-3 45.
Witherden to go straight down the high, diddle, looking for Hug, goes through Stainsby's hands. Oh, O'Neill looked to turn in the tackle and Kitchens wrapped him up holding the ball.
Yeah, he did. All the assistants had gone forward to the play, and so X was trying to find a way out, but it was a good tackle, and Kitchen does lay a hard tackle.
Almost all 36 players inside the forward 50 for the Lions. Fulgrave sees something he likes. Coming across, though, is Sumic. Ben Sokol, he kicked 6 straight against the Eagles 3 weeks ago. I mean, he hasn't had great delivery today, but I've rarely spotted him, Goss.
I think Sumic has done a pretty good job on him, to be brutally honest with you.
Jamison to his state teammate Johnson. The low ball was hard to handle. Subiaco, a chance to make them pay on the turnover. Bailey Matera swings it back in. Numbers for Subi. Oh, Sumic stands tall.
Great.
Not only dealing with Sokol, but just took it in time as the Subi forwards were converging on the contest.
I tell you what, he's very lucky the umpire pulled him back to go behind the mark, because if he'd run around behind that goalpost, it would have been a point.
Long ball from Sumic. Winder wanted to have a fly, but Vardy said, no, mate, you stay down. I take the grabs. And he said to Stainsby, you want to front up to me? Like the aggression there from Vards. Good to see him back on the park.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know what that injury was, because he came off in distress.
Long ball. Waterman from the side takes it in front of Clinch. Wants to move it quickly.
He's having a game.
Deegan's the target. Hugs one out in the 50. Gives to Foley. He has eyes only for goal. What an absolute belter.
All tied up.
We've seen Luke Foley be able to pop them from outside 50 at the top level. And that handball received set him up for an identical chance. West Coast with their third of the quarter. And all of a sudden, we're all tied up here at Leederville Oval.
Yeah, what a beautiful mark again by Jake Waterman. He's just presentation in that front half of the ground. Clever work, getting the ball on quick. And well done by Folds. It was a one-on-one streaming back, but he took the option of saying, well, I'm going to kick it, and if it rolls, I can kick it straight. I might get the lucky roll. He did. That's good footy, really good footy. But I will say this again, well done to Zane Sumic in the last line of defence, and you've nailed it. He's done a very good job. I think he's gone back onto Marsh at the moment. I'm not too sure where Sokol is on the ground at the moment. He's standing outside 50, I think. Foley's gone to him. So, look, it's been a very, very measured third quarter after looking rattled at various stages in that second term. Whatever Praddy said to the group at half-time, it's borne fruit.
3 big contested mark from the Eagles. Playing a massive role in that goal. And we have, just after we pumped him up, Goss. But Waterman's decision to turn and go immediately, that opened things up. That quick ball movement, spotted the inside kick, Deegan, very nicely executed. Back in the middle, Vardy looking for the back tap. Winder now having some CBD time. He lays the tackle with his skipper on young Liam Higmott.
Witherden 22, Ainsworth 20, Brayshaw 18, and Jake Waterman 15, 11 marks and 4 goals.
Vardy decisive hit out, but straight to Road.
And 3 free kicks against.
High ball to half forward.
Just to bring him down a bit.
Kitchen. Oh, Winder straight into the back of him.
Started well, Izzy Winder. Just got a bit clumsy in patches at the moment, but still, he's threatening.
Vardy tries to get a hand on it. Matera stays down, grub a kick. It's bounced off a heel straight to the skipper. Clever give to Nitschke.
No right boot, Matera.
Brander been busy this term.
Yes.
Wide ball. Waterman working up the field.
12 marks.
This ball's got to be precise. Looking for Borgogno, one of the greatest names in waffle footy. Dewar tries to step inside him.
That's
happy
deliberate.
to see it over the boundary
deliberate.
line. He has paid it. Tim Gossage.
Yeah.
He's nailed the call.
Yeah, not keeping the ball in, it's no longer called deliberate. It's no intention to try and keep it in. He knew he was outnumbered, he fell over. Well done, Borgogno, to bring the ball to ground in the first place.
Tall timber, waiting, Vardy. In front, Busher. 1 grab, 2. The contested marking from the Eagles paying dividends in this third term.
Very good stuff. And Borgogno, take a bow, big fella, because albeit he doesn't have big stats and he doesn't look anything like the mobile forward that West Coast would like, what he does do is he presents and he absolutely makes it difficult for the opposition, and that forced Dewar to deliberately take the ball over the line. Great setup. Fantastic. Any score puts them in front.
Jordan Bush's last game of waffle footy was here 3 weeks ago for that salivating victory over said Lions outfit.
Was he injured? Did he get injured?
Oh, I don't have that info.
No, he might have got omitted.
Got to line up 25 out, slide angle, drifting. He snuck it home. West Coast jump out to a 1-goal lead.
They have, and they've kicked 3 goals to 1 goal in this quarter. So they started the half 4-2. So they've got, 4 goals 1 in this quarter to 1 goal 1. So outscored them. And it's been a very good comeback. And it's been a game that's been played very much at that end. So far in this game, it has been 12 goals to the right of screen out of the 15. So we can't see a decided breeze. We do think it is wafting that way a little bit. The windsock on the far side of the ground, well, it's not even a windsock. It's got a hole in the heel, and the wind actually doesn't go through the sock.
It's a whole lot of nothing.
It's just stuff hanging off.
I don't think it's windy enough. I don't think it's a 4-goal breeze. This is an identical situation of the last time they played them here in the third quarter.
We led by 4 goals at 3/4 time.
Exactly, and they were almost dead level at half time. Remarkable. These had 3 shocking bounces in a row, Goss.
That's 3 different umpires.
Why did you pump them up?
3 different umpires.
They're rattled. They're rattled.
They're looking after each other. That's what they're doing. All 3 of them have had a crack in the middle of the ground. And the last 3 have all been recalled.
Up she gets. Nathan Vardy, back tap. Walters lurking. Ainsworth wins the hard footy. Brander, a 1-2 with Deegan.
His work rate's good, isn't it?
Off the left boot, precise. Winders interfered with. Front on contact against Marsh. Izzy Winders' second game back from a fair injury layoff with his knee. He's going to pump this one to the dangerous area. Busher shoves his opponent forward. Rebillard gives to Hug. Round the body. West Coast, 5 goals in this term.
And Huggy's back on the score sheet. He wasn't on it last week. He'd been on absolute rare form, Kieran Hug. Bit going on behind play, and well played Jared Brander. His work rate in the middle of the ground in this third quarter has been exemplary. Fantastic stuff. He's up around 16 disposals. And Jack Redden, take a bow, whatever you said at half-time, whatever Pratty and the boys said at half-time has worked, because they are starting to win the ball in the middle of the ground. Now, I think there's going to be a free kick against West Coast, against Brander. So the ball is coming back. It'll come back straight to the ruckman, Matthews. So a penalty after the goal was kicked. Free kick, Subiaco.
Well called, Goss. Kitchen, low ball. Still well handled there from Hickmont, but the handball went astray. Winder mops up.
Oh, dear.
Interesting work there from Johnson. Feigned the handball, gave it to the opposition.
Jared Brander didn't even know it was in his area. He thought he was going to kick it.
Harris takes the uncontested grab. Little kick over the top to Liam Hickmont.
Good quarter, isn't it? Really, really good structure. Good use of the ball. Fantastic.
Kick out, looking for Brout. Bounces off his chest, but recovers. Little left foot pass, looking for Matera. Good spoil there from Bentley. Waters. Little snap round the corner, but Sumich takes another intercept mark.
Should be closed the outlets here. Just got to be patient. There's not much on this side. They might have to zigzag that the other way, I reckon.
Ainsworth's bounce didn't quite come back to him.
Oh, dear.
High ball from Sumich. Sinclair has got about 5 to beat. Full grade, one of them. Will Hickmont, a high ball. Bit of hit and hope. To the top of the goal square. Vardy flies. Waterman stays down, just gets the handball out. Hot footy here in the goal square. The Lions desperate to sneak one home. The Eagles desperate. And the umpire's played holding the ball, jumped on it. Big decision. It's going against Subi, so maybe against Robbins?
Martin or Robbins?
Hard to tell, but wasn't sure who was at the bottom of the pack. There was about 7 of them lying on top of each other.
Marty Robbins, he sang a song called Denim and Lace.
That's 80s?
Yeah.
Maybe 80s.
70s, 80s.
Brout, well tackled there from a West Coast Eagles player. We'll see him when he gets up. It's Hamish Brayshaw.
Tell you what, they are tackling. They are up and about. They are doing whatever their setup is. They are doing everything right here, West Coast. This is really pleasing. A fantastic quarter of footy.
You can just tell how important Nathan Vardy is to this midfield structure, and having him return onto the ground making a massive difference against someone. Oscar Matthews had his debut last week, now up against a 80-odd game AFL player. Tough ask.
And no Lockie Delahunty. He's in quarantine after going east and been locked down for 2 weeks.
Was looking for Brander out the back, but Clark sharks it. Matera flies from behind. At ground level does well. Feeds the handball. Martin, so dangerous. Chisels the pass. Walters.
Good thinking by Martin. He could have just thrown it on the boot and tried to kick it close to the goal line. He for the want of a better words, lowered the eyes, spotted up Maxie Walters lining up for goal. But there's no certainty to kick this, Max Walters. I'm not too sure about his set shot kicking from 30.
He kicked 2 last week against the Demons. Had a nasty collision with ex-Eagle Rowan Powell back in round 5. Now just finding his feet back in this league side. It's going to strike it from about 40. It's got to come back. Tim Gossage has done some homework. 1 goal 2 for the quarter.
Making up for 12 years of school. My mail is that Rowan Powell's finished, is he?
I'm
with
unsure
concussion from that collision?
That is sad news to hear.
I'm pretty sure Rowan Powell, and I stand corrected, and if Rowan, if you're watching, or anyone connected to him, my mail was that these playing days may be over.
Sad news for the Slayer. High ball. Busher waits underneath it. Lockyer. Timely fist out of play.
If not, he's having a long break and a well-deserved break.
Well, that is a massive spell out of the game for Walters to have a collision back in round 5. And I think he only just returned in the last week or 2 weeks. A long layoff. That's got to rattle the skull a bit, being out with concussion that long. Glad to see him out there. Vardy uses the body nicely. Round the corner. Even better use of the body on that occasion from Heel. Takes it in front of Brayshaw.
He's good, Heel. He's good in that situation. Been around the club a while.
Road to Dewar. Subiaco attacking on the outer side. Ball
good hand.
almost got over the top to Harris, but Marlon just got the digits out, affected it.
Waterman.
Rebillard spots Jake Waterman, puts it out in front of him.
Sit.
Tries to tap it to himself. Subiaco have some numbers in support.
Oh,
great one-handed hand pick up there. Even better tackle from Heel.
Great tackle, wasn't it?
Sloppy handball there from Lockyer, but Liam Hickmott makes it work.
What about the pick-up by Bush? It was sensational.
Got to be all of 198 centimetres, surely, Busher. Looked like Liam Rebillard out there.
He did it at pace too.
Wide ball. Clark presents well. Thought about moving on.
25 minutes gone. I think it will be a longer quarter, having kicked 5 goals to 1.
The leading disposal winner for the Lions. This is 19th touch. Long ball down the line. Vardy's there. Sumich. Happy to see it over.
Been good Sumich tonight. Today, should I say. There's been a lot of good players too. There's been too many weaknesses in the West Coast game, and they're taking Subi head on. Clark's had 19, and he does get a lot of the footy. I'm not exactly sure it's been a damaging 19, not to the normal of what Greg Clark can do.
Just his 5th game of league footy, Sumich, and taking on some absolute powerhouses in this Subiaco forward line.
Is it raining?
Here's a high ball. Folding in front. Uses a fist in front of Brout. The latter receives it. Good smother from Sinclair.
Well done.
Johnson at ground level. Matera, look at him work hard, but just overruns that at the last minute. Heel.
Good tackle.
Looking for his Subiaco teammate. Ill-directed pass on that occasion, and Jamison stands in the way.
There's umbrellas going up in the outer, and I'm just not too sure whether it's for this. Oh, dear.
Untidy. Stainsby jumps in front of Ainsworth.
It's not enough on the kick from Jamison.
Wheels around, long ball, but it's all Eagles back there. Have a look. They can raffle it. Waterman takes another mark.
Yeah, I think it is raining, and if it's not, then the sun must be hot.
Is it because the box is steaming up? We're not getting that excited, are we?
I don't know. You do to go next level.
Goodness me. O'Neill with the brightest blue boots you've ever seen.
Should I turn the lights on?
Brilliant pass. Brander.
12 marks to Waterman, 18 disposals, 4 goals is his afternoon so far.
Brander's 18th disposal, and it feels like he's had about 10 in this quarter.
He has been good. His work rate back of centre has been good as well.
Waterman waxes with Bentley. Just packing up the inflatable castle in the background.
Yeah,
it's just out of shot.
Yeah, it's
a bit
over.
sad. That was my end of game treat, but never mind.
Once Mr. Whippy's gone, we are done.
Ball bouncing over the back. Rebillard leading in the race, and he's happy to see it over the boundary line.
What's the music that Mr. Whippy plays when he comes around the street? You know, you know what I'm talking
Is it
about.
like, yeah, I do.
Okay.
Is it got an actual name?
Yeah, it's got a name.
I could sing it to you if I could be bothered.
Google it. Green sleeves.
High throw in, front position. Borgogno, O'Neill.
You learn something every day.
Torpedo clearance. O'Neill has to wait for it. What a mark. He reads it so well in the air, does Heel.
He's a good player.
Dabs the pass over the top. Finds his teammate in Road.
Got to hold up here, Subi. They've got West Coast against Subi because, you know, Subi will take opportunities, but Good pressure. Make them earn it.
Lockyer. Clinch.
Oh, dear, he slapped that.
It's going to work nicely. Sits for Matera. Oh, dances in front, but Jamison just got the hand in there. Rondo Styles dislodged the ball. Stainsby emerges.
Very good.
Back to Matera. Low pass, trying to thread the needle. Can't do so. O'Neill. Quality intercept floating across.
A couple of extras behind the ball for both teams here.
How's the left foot pass there from Xavier O'Neill? And guess who? Jared Brander. Has a runner on the inside, but it's even better, Red. Subiaco player and Jua saw that coming out the side.
Needed to open up his vision. He had Sinclair streaming down the opposite side on this scoreboard, on the grandstand side. He was open.
He read the eyes. Clark. Pass inside to Kitchen. Coming up for his 19th disposal.
Don't give up a goal, boys.
Looking for Walters. Sumich gets a hand in there. Hanson. Back feed, and the general in defence all of a sudden, Jake Waterman. Finds Ainsworth. Little give to Foley. Has a trot, looking for Sinclair. He's got the position on Fulgrave.
Well done.
Good Shepherd there, or needed to make the Shepherd with Brayshaw. Just shirks the tackle with ease. Sinclair can go for a trot. Needs to get some distance on the ball. He didn't. Needed to get over the Subiaco player and Jua because Robiliard had space.
Well, he had two options. He could have gone lace out to Busher, but he tried to make the extra 15 metres, and Robiliard was never going to be in front of Jua. You know, Jua's a very much a good key defender, and there wasn't much on that kick. That's a mistake. It's a mistake entry and a wasted opportunity.
An 11-point margin, and this game's certainly not out of reach for the Subiaco Lions.
That rainbow's doing a bit on the far side.
It is.
That's bright.
Can't get it in shot. It's doing plenty.
Well, we can if the cameraman's brave enough. He can go now. Go now, Camo. Go and get the rainbow. There's a pot of gold and 4 premiership points at the end. Here we go. Here we go. There it is. There, right on the halfway mark. Ah, it's a beautiful shot. Well done. Good direction. Well done to our hard-working team in the truck. Three-quarter time. It is West Coast 9-3-57. 4 goals to Jake Waterman. Subiaco a 7-4-46. It's an 11-point lead. A quarter to play. We hope you're enjoying the live stream. Could they do it again? Twice in a month against Subi? We'll take a break, courtesy of Hungry Jacks.
Family time's more fun when you keep it simple. Take a break with Hungry Jack's new feast bundle. Get 2 tender crisp chicken burgers, 2 Whoppers, 2 cheeseburgers, 18 nuggets, 4 small chips and 4 drinks for $34.95. Only at Hungry Jack's.
Welcome back. The West Coast Eagles have just dispersed from their three-quarter time huddle under coach Daniel Pratt. 9-3-57, Subiaco 7-4-46. It's first plays last on the ladder. Subiaco on top of the ladder, West Coast on the bottom. Steve Thumper Bandy, we've got Braden Ainsworth with 23, Hammer Brayshaw 22. Witherden's been outstanding. Also Waterman 21 and 14 and 4 goals. But we really like that third quarter of Jared Brander.
He was sensational. I don't know how many, we don't have the statistical breakdown of per quarter, but it felt like he had it about 10 times and very controlling possessions off a half-back, propelling him forward, setting up goals, forward of centre. This is really interesting, Goss. So Subi, with the win last week against the Perth Demons, they won by about 27 points. They avoided their first ever 3-game losing streak since 2013.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long it's been since they've lost 3 of the last 4, but they're staring down the barrel of quite a tough little stretch here for such a dominant waffle side.
They are, and spots in the top 4. They're no shoe-in to be in the top 1 or 2 if the weekend fixtures don't go their way, the results don't go their way. And gee, a narrow loss last week to Swan Districts by the West Coast Eagles. And who would have thought that we might be going, could have been on a 4-game winning streak or whatever it may be. What they are going to do right now, if I look at the gesticulation of the umpire, thanks to Hungry Jacks, I reckon they're going to throw the ball up. I reckon they've had enough of bouncing this ball. I think it did rain a bit. It softened it up, so we might have a ball up instead of a bounce down to start the last quarter. Here's Steve Bandy, live stream, Hungry Jacks.
Big quarter of football, just 7 games remaining in this 2021 season. Subiaco desperate to knock off West Coast at least once in this 2021 season, and what a ball! Sokol leading out. The umpire's called play on, off his mark. Gives it back to Kitchen. Ball into the pocket. Brown can't take it on the second attempt, but the umpire, chopping of the arms is the call. And he's going to receive the free kick going against Hansen. I don't think there's much he could do there out of position.
No, he couldn't. He went to mark it. He dragged his arm down. It was the non-controlling umpire. It was the central umpire looking down the ground which noticed it. No protest from Hansen. No protest from anyone else. But, gee, they marched that out far too easy. And this will be a great start for Subiaco. Again, at the scoring end of the ground. The Breeze certainly favouring that by a couple of goals.
So how's this one? He's kicked 9 straight goals. Not a blemish on the scorecard. Can he go double digits? The perfect start for Subiaco to begin the final stanza here at Leederville Oval. And there it is, the Moz. Employed by West Coast much, am I?
I reckon there was a method to your madness. 10 points the margin, 7-5 to 9-3. But fast start to the last quarter by Subiaco.
It was impressive footy out of the centre bounce, mind you.
Certainly was.
Witherden goes for a trot. Long ball to the far side. Vardy the target. Just slaps it in front of him. Waterman roving. Deegan. He's well pushed over the line there from Lockyer. Good to see Joey Deegan getting a little bit more midfield time. Started half forward for his first season in the Waffle Eagles. Played wing. Now been brought back into the inside, just showing his development.
You know a lot about him, do you?
Know a bit about his champion amateur club. That's about it.
I knew there was something coming.
Oh, back feed. Robbins mows down O'Neill, and that's some of that defensive pressure that he's renowned for.
Yeah, he's quick. He is quick, and O'Neill he had to try and get to his right boot, and in the meantime, yeah, no separation on the chaser.
Not a lot of space inside forward 50. Notices that. Goes short.
Brander is free down there. Brander's holding his hip.
Clark, a long ball. Who's flying? Jamison, big fist from behind. Brander. Hansen. Ainsworth. Well tackled there from Brown. Heavy aggression there from the Lions. They want to trap this ball in. They want another chance at putting through their 8th goal this afternoon.
I thought there was a bit of, it was a good tackle, but I thought it was overzealous. I reckon he dumped him on the ground. He's lucky he didn't get penalised for that, Subiaco.
Vardy just knocking it near the boundary line. Johnson's well tackled. Robbins 2 tackles in under a minute.
Zane Sumich started the last quarter on the bench. He's been a very important player down back. They want to be starting to get him back on the ground quickly.
Clark to Kitchen. Dangerous ball. Goes corridor. Foley just gets a fingertip on it. Hansen. He's well collected from Sokol. The Lions. Their defensive pressure evident in the start of this quarter.
Yeah, they've got to hold firm here, West Coast. Subiaco are up and about, and there's certainly plenty of pressure inside their forward 50. They need some relief here. They need to get it out.
Vardy goes the big fist only as far as Road. Broad at ground level. Oh, what a clever handball. Gives to Walters. And that's good reward for effort for the Lions.
Yeah, it was good by Broad, wasn't it? Absolutely. Around his bootstraps right there, and then And that's the dam wall broke eventually. They've lived in their front half in the opening 3.5 minutes of the quarter. West Coast under absolute siege. I think is that coming off the ground? It's Witherden coming off the ground and been asked to come off real quick. Zane Sumic now comes onto the ground, and also Josh Robbins comes off and Hickmott comes on. So a couple of changes on the boundary line. Not the start the Eagles wanted, but you knew Subiaco will keep coming. They did this, as we mentioned, last month on the 19th. West Coast held a 4-goal lead at three-quarter time, and Subiaco challenged. In fact, I think they even took the lead at one stage in that last quarter. We don't have that buffer this time, so we're going to have to hang on.
Interesting, they're going Walters and Clark inside forward 50 for the Lions instead of in the middle. Liam Hickmott inside for Subiaco, with Marsh and Kitchen on command. Back feed to Hickmott. Large barrel, going to pierce the 50. Matera against Bentley. Good shepherd there from Sokol, gives a little bit of room for Matera, but his kick is out on the full. Good tackle.
It was good by Bentley. He actually originally spoilt the footy. I thought that was very good, but again, kept his feet. Matera looked like he was going to get it forward into the danger zone. Well done, Bentley. Good pressure forced him to make the error, kick it out in the full. Nice stuff by the Seb Bentley.
I know we've only played 4 minutes, but West Coast haven't got the ball inside their forward 50. High lead. Good tackle from Jake Waterman. He's doing it in all area of the ground at the moment.
It's his first free kick for the day, Jake. He's given away 3.
Oh, thought about something, corridor. Umpire says, are you sure? Go back on your mark and have a think about it. Dabs it over the top, Deegan. Eventually takes it. Tries to step round full grade. Well corralled in the end. Down the line. Busher has a hand on it. Heel wearing him. Lockyer sees it over.
Yeah, Joey got all a bit nervous there for a moment. There was no one around him. He had 20 on his own, but you know, he was probably feeling that Subi were going to pressure him. In the end, he got a good kick down the line. Good stoppage, and a rare, in fact, the first forward half possession for West Coast in 5 minutes of the last term.
Right half forward for the Eagles. Matthews did well, but errant handball. 1-2 from Clark. Subi advance.
Oh dear.
Long ball. Matera has the jump on Bentley. Open forward 50. Hickmott makes a run. Chooses to square it off to Bro. Bailey Matera spots Brown in the pocket. Sokol there also. Sumic can't guard them all. Ben Sokol has not troubled the scorers this afternoon. I can't believe I'm saying it. Yeah. 6 straight the last time these two sides met on this ground.
Yeah, he was the difference, wasn't he? Almost pulled the victory out of his own back pocket against West Coast 3 weeks ago.
A chance for the Lions to put their noses in front. They like it on the goal line. Ben Sokol delivers when they need it.
Turnover on the wing. It's happened in the second quarter. They got on a 5-goal streak based on errors and turnovers. It costly. Subiaco will punish you every day of the week. They are a class outfit. They are a good outfit. They've got dangerous avenues. Sokol, you can't keep a good man down. That was freakish. But again, good entry. It was a one-on-one. It was always going to be hard to stem. Got to start winning the ball back in the middle here. West Coast, they've had their pants pulled down in the opening sort of 6 or 7 minutes of this last quarter in the middle of the ground. They've got to get their structure, they've got to get their setups right, they've got to get their connection and communication right, because it's looked a bit ragged in the opening stages of this last quarter.
Winder, Bentley, Busher on the interchange for West Coast, along with Deegan. Is this a 6-6-6 violation? West Coast without a winger, you'd have to think so, as O'Neill slowly trots his way over into screen. I think it's their first warning of the afternoon. No free kick given. Back in the middle, West Coast desperate for a clearance all of a sudden. Ainsworth, great spin in the tackle. Gives to Brayshaw, long ball. Looking for Borgogno. Timely fist there for the Lions. Harris tries to step inside the tackle. Brayshaw awaits it. Waterman would love to be on the other end of it. Floating across Sinclair. Borgogno there also. Subiaco desperate in defence. It's going to be a ball up about 20 metres out, directly in front.
Amazing what you can do to a defence if you win clean ball in the middle of the ground. Well done, Hammer Brayshaw. Good organisation. And that was a forward 50 entry, and they get the stoppage. They've got to make them pay. They've got to lock the ball in like Subiaco did for the opening 5 or 6 minutes.
Borgogno in the ruck against Matthews. Brayshaw waiting out the back. Caught one high. Umpire says play on. Hickmott's handball. A little bit low. Waterman feigned for a high tackle. The umpire not falling for it.
Oh, and Subi giving it to him too. Subiaco play. Yeah, free kick, and rightfully so. They went at Waterman. I reckon for him trying to get the free kick, threw his head back.
Is he paying the free kick?
I'm sure he is.
I thought he pointed that way. He hasn't in the end. He's throwing it up. Who knows what's going on out there at the moment?
What was that about?
I think Waterman's telling him. Anyway, we're going to have to move on. Vardy, Witherden, good spoil. Brander. Oh, a little give. It's just fumbled at the wrong moment by Foley. He's got to go off the deck. But Liang Hipmop, goalkeeper of the year. Viva Italiana, gets it back.
Italiana.
High ball. Jamison, timely fist.
Brilliant.
Sumic overruns it. How's the handball over the back? And all of a sudden, Subiaco are on their way. Forward 50 is opening right up. Marsh just gets his kick away.
Great
and
tackle.
Cutting across for Billiard.
Great chase and tackle, whoever that was.
So Brandon Matera lost his footing inside forward 50 and he couldn't go there in the end. Costly slip there for the Lions.
Zane Sumic was that chase and tackle, forcing the turnover.
West Coast just a little bit fumbly here in the fourth. Ainsworth goes back to Robilliard.
I don't want to harp on it, but I am sure the umpire came in and signalled a free kick to Waterman. He pointed at him, signalled that way.
Yep. And Waterman was going crook at him, saying, "Where's my free kick gone?"
So I don't know what happened. Why it became a ball up all of a sudden?
Witherden short, little dinky pass to Sinclair, just the required.
Was it? Wouldn't mind buying real estate off that umpire.
Here we go. All of a sudden, Robilliard snuck out the back. Could have got it moving fast. Here again.
Good.
Waterman's one out. Brayshaw's got to go long. Jake Waterman has position. Grabs it just inside the boundary line in front of Jua. And Waterman knew. Had to get it in quick. What a great seesawing little contest we've got here at Leederville Oval. Round 15 of the WAFL. Jake Waterman lining up for goal number 5.
He's having another conversation with the umpire about what he can do. Until he crosses the line, it's not play on. Look how close he is to the man on the mark.
Round the corner, Jakey's put it too wide, doesn't come back. West Coast have done well to just punch it into the point post. Nathan Vardy responsible for that. And at least they'll get another forward 50 stoppage.
I'm just not sure about that technique. Very close to the man on the mark. Trying to bend it around. From Jake.
Plenty of numbers round this footy from both sides.
He's had a good day, mind you.
Vardy puts his man underneath the ball. Brayshaw, clever tap. Ainsworth on the right boot. Umpire's going to pay it. No, plays way on. Waves play on in the end. Hug. Brayshaw wrap up their opponent. Be hard getting a clear disposal out of this.
This is good. This is exactly what West Coast need to do. They need to lock the ball in. No easy outs. They've got a bank of players across half-back.
Nitschke's loose, gives to Brander. Shirks the tackle, wants the right boot. Just gets enough purchase on it. Good spoil there from the Lions. Road.
He's got to kick it.
Gives to Heel. Oh, the bounce doesn't get anywhere near back to him. And Sinclair's taken his head off.
He apologised. It's a high tackle. He realised there was a change of direction. Everyone changed direction. We're not going to see a replay, unfortunately. I think he's on report here. Sinclair, judging by the way the umpire's actions are.
I think he made his decision. I'm going as hard as I can at this bloke, no matter where he is.
Here comes the book. Old-fashioned. You don't see this very often.
Out the sock.
Yeah. You don't see them bring a notebook out and a little
It's up there with a spare whistle. In case the nut goes. Very rare.
The P.
Yeah.
So Road fell, and I thought he just wrong-footed Sinclair. I don't think it was any, and it's Stainsby, sorry.
Right.
And I don't think it was. I don't think the reaction or the lack of reaction from Subiaco certainly indicated that they thought it was deliberately crass or cruel by Sinclair. Anyway,
You're being stiff to go. Is that what you're saying, Goss?
yeah. Look, I just think it was a football incident. He's up and about, this bloke, Stainsby. Take your medicine.
Long ball. Borgogno. Clark. Oh, in the end, Walters just drifts in from the side. Third man up.
He's starting to get a bit of the ball.
Goes past Witherden on the mark. Down the broadcast wing. Sumic front position. Oh, have a look at Sokol come from 3 deep.
Oh, good mark.
Took it on his chest in front of Foley. Will Hickmott's got a bit of space. Bentley's aware of it. Holds him up to Foley.
Well, they've got to watch out for Sokol because he is the man, the X-man running down the 50, and he's just going to stroll down. If he's not careful, he'll just get on the end of this somewhere.
High ball. Walters will fly again. Hansen just hacks it out of there. Foley has to stand his ground. Nitschke just gets the handball out. Foley will be looking for boundary line, and that could be close to deliberate.
Ooh.
No, it's not.
I bet you it was.
If we have some effects mics stand there, you hear what the crowd think about it.
Yeah, Jordan Lockyer absolutely giving it to umpire 22, letting him know. Borgogno and Walters will ruck here. I think the umpire got that wrong. That was as deliberate as they come.
Walters taps it down. Kitchen roves it best. High ball. Sumich. Good spoil on Brout. Matera on the left boot. Round the body. Oh, what a mark on the line. Marsh, it's been paid. Moves around quickly. Subiaco. They advance. 8-point lead.
From the stoppage at 85 out, really, it was just too easy. They marched the ball in. The 2-on-1 near the goal line. And you can't afford to be doing that. He's kicked the ball out of the ground. So someone from Oxford Street, whatever that road is out there, what's that, Vincent Street, has got themselves a burley. 10-5 to 9-3. Margin out to 8 points. He's kicked 2 goals now. Harry Marsh. Still time. Absolutely still time. And again, it comes back into the middle of the ground. Win the footy and get bang for buck in your forward 50. That's what's going to happen. So, unfortunately, a couple of inside 50 entries for Subiaco in this quarter, and they've connected on the scoreboard.
13 goals to the right of screen.
Yep.
3 goals to the left.
Absolutely. And well, you kept telling me...
There is no breeze out there.
No, there is. It's definitely going that way. I don't think it's significant, but it's definitely going that way.
Look at these trees, Goss. They're doing nothing.
Yeah, but they're heavy trees. Their leaves are heavy. They've had a big couple of weeks.
They're me on a Monday morning. Very little activity.
And Tuesday and Wednesday.
Subiaco.
And Thursday.
They fired back.
Friday.
Back into the middle. Walters winning ruck battles all of a sudden. He stood up in a big way in this second half. Deegan gives to Brander, who's had a quality second half. Borgogno just can't handle it cleanly. Kitchen goes to ground. O'Neill tackles him high, says the umpire, but Subiaco want to go on with it. Martin feeds the handball. Will Hickmott shows a bit of dash. Draws the handball to Matera. So dangerous. Left foot pass corridor. Jared Brander.
Needed it.
Good intercept.
Go. There's not much on up the ground. He's got Waterman 1 out with Dewar.
Goes in that direction. Borgogno. Waterman had to go the defensive spoil. Subi with numbers. Hug. Good tackle. Road. Back feed to Kitchen. His ball is precise.
They're starting to
Robbins.
They're getting their run going here, Subi, now. We're hanging on by the skin of our teeth.
Matera. Inside 50, Hansen cuts it off.
Good job.
A couple of good intercept grabs from the Eagles here in the last couple of minutes.
Around the grounds last quarter, West Perth by 22 over East Fremantle, South Fremantle by 43 over Swans, East Perth by 30 over Perth.
Quality kick from Witherden. Borgogno just couldn't handle it. Handball over the back from Bailey Matera. Off the deck was Road. Sokol feed inside. Walters, who else? Kicks it. Dangerous area. Harris. Great use of the body on Deegan. And I tell you what, Max Walters last quarter.
He's had a great quarter.
Unbelievable.
He's had a great quarter. Speaking of great quarters, Gold Coast Suns have got within 6 points of the Bulldogs, 59 to 53 inside time 1/3 quarter. Maxie Walters is having a good game, and all of a sudden this game is starting to get out of the reach of the West Coast Eagles.
This will hurt. Jared Harris kicked a remarkable goal in the second term on the run to the right of screen. Where else? A chance for his second for the afternoon, and a 3-goal buffer for the Lions. Just sneaks it inside, and look at him pound the chest. A proud Lion at that.
He's gone from a tiger to a lion. 4 goals in this quarter to nothing. So at that right of screen, as you're looking at this game, Subiaco have kicked 9 goals, 3 to the right, and they've kicked 2 goals, 2 to the left. 9 goals, and to that, and to the left for West Coast, 1 goal.
Yeah.
West
they've
Coast
kicked 2-4 to the right. Subi have kicked 2-4 to the left, and West Coast kicked 1 straight to the left.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
You would think it's Hurricane Katrina out here, blowing it to Vincent Street.
I know.
Remarkable.
Yeah. It certainly has been the scoring end of the ground. We'll get down there and the boys will tell us that it was blowing an absolute gale. So you talked about Maxie Walters, 15 disposals. He's kicked a goal as well. They need to get on a run here, West Coast.
O'Neill, clutch clearance. Nitschke can't handle it. Full grade. Picks it up. He's not going anywhere. Have a ball up just outside West Coast, 450.
Still time. 18 gone on the clock. Just don't concede another one. Get one and change the momentum of this game. That's what we need.
Marsh loses his footing. It's not going to cost him too badly. O'Neill, another clearance. Inside 450, Waterman, but it was touched. Great tackle there from Jua. Waterman just couldn't shake him. Sinclair picks it up. Ainsworth, little give back to Waterman. On the left boot. Rebelliard's got to compete. Fullgrave. Great fist on the ball, sends it out of play, getting the praise from his teammates.
I was talking to an AFL umpire about the 360 when you're tackled in 360, and he goes, it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. That does not mean you've had enough opportunity. Different if you're going a slow 360.
Prevented a shot on goal to Jewel. Well done.
Yeah, it was.
Clark. He's collected from Sinclair. Subiaco, you'd feel, are going to be desperate defending in this back 50.
Yeah, we need a goal. West Coast need a goal right here. They need to get a goal from these stoppages. They need to change the momentum of the game and to stay in it, closing in on time on.
It's all one-on-one as you'd expect. Ainsworth, well tackled from Liam Hickmott. Subiaco happy to chew up the clock also.
Matthew's just done a good couple of jobs here. He holds his own in these one-on-ones with Vardy.
Liam Hickmott again. Well, that handball's hit Jewa's face. It's worked well. We might get a touch for it. Clark. Precise ball, drills it to Martin. He wants to go corridor. Had a couple to choose from. Matthews lets it go for Marsh. Correctly so. Wide ball. Will Hickmott. Short pass. Brout. He's going to waste no time. Who else? Walters presents half forward. Little give back to Martin. Hoiks it to the pocket. What a ball. Spotted. Sokol just leaking out to the left forward pocket. Takes an uncontested chest mark.
What we saw then was precise ball movement, skill and work rate. And that is why they are in the best couple of teams in the competition. That was exceptional from back to front.
The 2019 Bernie Naylor medalist is going to line up for his second goal of the term. Strikes it. Was always skinny, though. Leaves the door slightly ajar for West Coast.
Yep.
I mean, they haven't scored in this quarter.
And we only got a goal late in the second quarter going that other way as well. So it seems to be a problem. Going to the left of screen for both teams.
Witherden, long down the middle. In fact, he's pulled it a little bit, looking for Brander. Takes the mark.
Just.
Good ball movement to the corridor.
It's time to go, boys.
Has Brayshaw. Doesn't put it out in front of his teammate. Bentley's got to wait a little. He's got space, though.
Oh.
Long down the line. Borgogno collects. Oh, no, he doesn't. Just paddles it with the one hand. Jua happy to see it over the line. Want to see a little bit more direct ball movement there, Goss?
Well, Waterman had led. He sort of double led. He did the little tick lead. And he led up, and he wasn't on it. Just needed to hit that. There was a 30-metre, and this is what we saw Geelong do the other night on Thursday night. They honour those leads, and that's what had to happen there from Bentley to Waterman. It just didn't happen, and Waterman's not happy.
I think Matthews caught one to the face with a swinging attempted ruck hit out from Vards.
Waterman up to 27 disposals, 15 marks, 3 tackles, 2 inside 50s, and 4 goals today.
Good hit out from Vardy, searching for O'Neill, got him wide. Brayshaw winds up with the inside 50 entry. It's wide. See, the ball goes over the back, Goss. Not much wind there to speak of. Busher. Good tackle, ball out of play.
Okay, need a goal from here. Ainsworth's had 30, Brayshaw 26, Brander 25. Great second half. Witherden 25 and Bentley 19. Kitchen 27 and Clark 26 for Subi.
They've been unable to capitalise with these forward 50 stoppages, West Coast. Ball goes over the back. Baylor Matera hoiks it out of there, only as far as Big Vards. Every player, bar one, in front of him.
Just retain your head, retain your structure.
Inside 50, Lockyer stands underneath it. Dribble ball out, Sokol. Spent it before he earned it. Witherden's handball, classy to Foley. Inside 50, and who else? This is the bloke that's going to get you out of trouble. Jake Waterman's had a hell of an afternoon, and he's lining up for goal number 5.
Yep, absolutely. Any chance of winning? I'm sorry, Snake, you need to kick the goal. That's his 16th mark. This will be his 28th disposal and 5 goals. He's certainly just put his name on the magnet board for next week. For the senior team. Needs this. We need this to have any chance.
Jake Waterman to keep his team in the hunt. Umpire works and he's pushed it wide right.
He knows it too. Absolutely knows it.
Very costly miss.
First official miss for the day off the boot.
Well, didn't score on his previous attempt on the snap round the corner, did he?
No.
So a couple of chances from Jake Waterman, go begging, but hard to criticise him. He's a hell of a day. Oh, the Subiaco defender was a... Dua's tried to go around his opponent, holding the ball, the decision, and he's pointing to the umpire and saying, "You're not the lead umpire. The bloke closest to me saw I got a hand on it." Izzy Winder, great defensive pressure and a shot at goal from nothing.
Senior umpire Ryan Shelton got that 100% right. 1, he ran a long way, and 2, he did not get a clean disposal. Again, they need this to have any chance.
Isaiah Winder for his first of the afternoon. It's drifting right. And it's slammed into the point post. No score.
Even the bloke standing in front of Mr. Whippy in the background there, he's absolutely... Look, he's had enough. Look at him. He's off. He's wandering off, that bloke. He said, "I'm going. Don't need to watch that anymore." Gee, they've had some chances in this last couple of minutes.
They've gone begging. 14-point margin in favour of the top side. Wide ball, looking for Dewar. Ainsworth makes sure it goes over the boundary line. So they'll reset. Game still not done. 24 minutes it's going to tick over to, but West Coast can't afford to miss any opportunities going forward here. Still need to bang on 3 on this scorecard. Shallow throw in.
Again.
Vardy in best position. Harris is going to read it best. 2v1. Almost runs for the sanctuary of the boundary line. It's been quite a game where you're almost willing to concede one side's heavily in front and looking likely to win. I've probably changed my mind about Forsyth at times who's going to win this game.
Yep.
Throw in. Vardy, back tap. Fulgrave just got his hand in it. Disrupted the flow. Clearing kick from Subi. Ainsworth, timely fist. Sees the ball over. Braden Ainsworth, the leading disposal winner for West Coast with 30 of the best.
Yep, 46 inside 50s West Coast, 43 Subiaco. They've been good, Subi. They've been challenged so many times and they've made West Coast pay for skill errors and turnovers. And that's what good teams do.
Good tackle there from O'Neill. Marsh, he's battled hard all day. His statistics, 18 touches, 5 marks, 5 tackles, couple of goals. Real thorn in the side, and he needed to step up along with his Subiaco midfield teammates. No Kennedy, no Delahunty today, and they've managed. Vardy looking for Brando, goes through his hands. I've loved Jared Brander's afternoon. He played at the top level between rounds 3 and 11. Couple of injuries. Now back into this West Coast Waffle lineup. Kitchen, Harris, looking for Clark, slips the tackle of Brander, long ball. Matera is the only target. Good touch there from Witherden, absolutely clutch. Subiaco was streaming goalward. Busher, oh, he's kept it in play, clever stuff. Sumich, he's got Vardy down the line. Hug's going to have to compete, as to his Stainsby. Kitchen, swans in, clinch. And that's precise ball movement. Finds Clark, who should be in absolutely no hurry. Goes down the line. Walters the target. Was to Brout. O'Neill's got a bit of time and space. Gives to Brander.
Oops.
Puts Brayshaw under the pump. They've turned it over again, West Coast, in a dangerous area. And Kitchen, that is precise. Finds Martin. Has a loose target inside 50. In fact, he's got several. Oh, that kick wasn't the best. Sumich read it best. West Coast working in a phone booth at the moment. Brayshaw looking for Borgogno. He turned around and said, "Surely there's someone behind me." There is not. Lockyer happy to paddle it over.
Well done, Zane Sumich. But a very good game of footy. I think Broad's done some good things. Sokol's had some moments, but I think Zane Sumich can hold his head up. I think it's his best senior game of waffle football, not just for the West Coast Eagles, but across the board. He's had 18 disposals, 7 marks. He's done a very good job today.
Throw in just inside the broadcast wing.
They'll be disappointed with this. I think they'll look back at this game and say, well, their errors led to a lot of Subiaco's scoring today. I think it was an opportunity gone. And as I said, Subi are a very good outfit and they make you pay.
Vardy, wonderful back tap. O'Neill, high check side ball. Waterman waits underneath it. Heel provides good defensive pressure, but they turned it over. Waterman gives to Brander.
He's got nothing to
Doesn't have a heap. A short ball was well smothered from the Lions. They've got numbers at half-back all of a sudden, and Clinch again finds Clark.
He looked up then, Brander. He absolutely had Borgogno and Lockyer, but not much else. And he said, I need help.
Sumich in best position, that fist. Searching for the line. Matthews sees it over with the skipper, Hamish Brayshaw.
So let's just run through some stats for you as we come down to the closing stages. Ainsworth 31, Brayshaw 28 to Waterman, 16 marks as well with 4 goals. Brander outstanding, 27 and 5. Witherden 27 and 8, also good. O'Neill got better late, 24 and 8. Sumich has had 20 and 18.
O'Neill, lightning handball. Brander rides a couple of tacklers. Back to Ainsworth. Borgogno, strong hands on that occasion.
30 to Kitchen, 28 to Clark, 24 to Harris, 22 to Hickmott, 22 to Stainsby.
He goes quickly. Waterman flies. Good fist from Heel. Clinch. Again, he can't stop finding targets. Good kick to Road.
45 inside 50s, Subiaco, 48 West Coast. Vardy, 41 hit-outs, 10 disposals and a goal.
Jamison fists that in the direction of Jacob Brennan. Couldn't get his first touch of the afternoon.
Luke Foley, 16 disposals. Izzy Winder, 11.
A brave effort from the Eagles, but they're going to come up short this afternoon. Matera dribbles a kick, only as far as Ainsworth, but Kitchen again sharks the handball. Walters, Sokol. Could have drawn his opponent, but instead it's Brandon Matera who's going to waltz in for an easy goal. Well done from Brandon Matera. That's his third for the afternoon and cements a quality Subiaco victory this afternoon.
Yeah, they're going to hold top spot on the ladder. They were challenged several times. West Coast have had trouble scoring to the left of screen. This game is all but done and dusted. 20-point margin. Do I say the best teams won? I'm not so sure.
They went a man down too, Goss. They've been operating with one less on the interchange early.
Very true. And they didn't have their key ruckman either. Delahunty, the Sandover medalist, didn't play. He was forced out through quarantine. And West Coast have played well, but again, when you make errors and they're glaring in dangerous positions, a team like Subiaco will make you pay every time. So, yeah, maybe they have been the best team. You don't win games if you're not the best team on the day, but I think West Coast can take a lot out of it. But at the same time, I think when they sit in the rooms and reassess on Monday, they'll realise that they let a few opportunities go.
Back into the middle. Vardy decisive. Kitchen intercepts to Clark. Another clearance. Sumich waits underneath it. Easy pickings.
Siren sounds. It's a 20-point win to Subiaco. With, for the want of a better comment, they have recovered from their shock loss 3 weeks ago. 20 points the margin. 12-6, 78 Subiaco. West Coast 9-4, 58. Goals, 3 to Brandon Matera, 2 to Harris and Marsh. Singles to Martin, Bailey Matera, Robbins, his first in league footy. Sokol with just the 1, Walters 1. And for the West Coast Eagles, it was 4 goals to Jake Waterman, singles to Busher, Foley, Hug, Sinclair, Vardy, and it was Subiaco top spot. The stats, Ainsworth 33 and 5 marks, Brayshaw 30 and 4, 29 to Brander, outstanding. Waterman, 29, 16 marks, 4 goals. Witherden, 27 and 8 marks. O'Neill, 25 and 8. Zane Sumich, career best, 20 and 8. Bentley had 19, Foley 16, Deegan 15, Hug 15, Busher 14, Jamison 11 and 3 marks, Winder 11, Ben Johnson 10, Rebillard with 10 and 6 marks, 42 hit-outs and 10 possessions for Nathan Vardy. Looked like he didn't use his arm. He came back on with courage. Hanson 9, Marlin 9, Nitschke 7, Sinclair 6 and Borgogno 5. That completes our coverage. Well done, Thumper Bandy.
Nice work, guys. That was a good game of footy,
Good game of footy. Really entertaining game of footy. And thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments on our socials as well.
Thank you to Showscreens Productions, putting together another quality broadcast for everyone at home, and try and get down to your local footy as best you can next week. Who have the Eagles got next week, Goss?
It's a very good question you asked there, Two Dogs. I'll have to have a look down here on my match centre stat. I can also just quickly tell you that East Fremantle are leading West Perth by 2 points at leaderboard with some minutes to go. South Fremantle all over Swans. East Perth are only 9 points. No, it's over. East Perth beat Perth by 9 points.
What a fall for the Perth footy club.
Yeah, a lot of injuries, mate.
Has to be.
A lot of injuries.
Has to be.
Alrighty, next week's fixtures for the West Coast Eagles is round 16 of the competition, and we have got East Perth right here again.
Oh, fancy that.
Yeah. Claremont play East Fremantle, West Perth play Peel, we play East Perth, Swans play Perth, and Subiaco play South Fremantle. Well played, Jake Waterman. You're outstanding today. There's a lot of good football played by both teams. On behalf of the hard-working team here at the West Coast Eagles Media Department, Steve Bandy, Tim Gossage with you, and the Showscreens team, thank you very much. This has been, thanks to Hungry Jack's, our waffle live stream. Subiaco home by 20 points, 12-6, 78 to 9-4, 58. Good luck to the West Coast Eagles tomorrow in Adelaide. Nick Nat's 200th game. Connor West, his AFL debut. Goodbye and good evening. Subiaco home by 20 points.